In ancient history, a war between the newly created races of Toril and the forces of Hell left humanity nearly extinct. In the post-cataclysmic world, humans placed themselves above all others, while races deemed undesirable watched from below. Ferox, a newly created race intertwined with beast and elf, were regarded to be even more monstrous and were forced into servitude. During the war, the gods and goddesses gifted unique arcane artifacts to those fighting against the Hells. These items turned the tides of war and brought forth brand new schools of magic in the form of the mage class. Alas, magic and hope fade from a world on the brink of destruction. Our hope now lends itself to a select and unlucky few.
Hello and welcome back to The Unlucky Few. This is our second stream of our D&D 5e campaign. Alright, announcements before we get started.
Tech person isn't here, so you're looking at it. We're gonna do our best.
Yeah, hopefully nothing goes wrong. But we will definitely see about that. For anyone who misses a stream, this will be up on YouTube at 7 p.m. this coming Wednesday.
Yes.
I got it right. How about that? Alright, so, without further ado, is there any other further announcements that anyone would like to make before we go into this?
No, I
Don't hear anything, so let's go.
somebody bumped this camera, but you know.
I think it actually might have been you.
Let's not play the game. Play
Oh,
game,
God.
everybody.
Oh god, there's a cat in a bag of pork rinds over there. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Alright, it's right. It probably won't be a catastrophe.
It probably will.
Alright, so, where we left off last week, we had a group of 5, mostly strangers. A few of you had some knowledge of who a few of the other people were, sitting in a tavern when a dwarvish merchant named Darius came into the tavern exclaiming that he needed to find...
That one also got bumped. Sorry. Wrong way. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. We're good.
We good?
Yep.
Cool. When a dwarven merchant named Darius came in to the tavern, kind of exclaiming for help and willing to pay premium gold coin for anyone who could help him with a delivery that he needed to make. The 5 of you, as well as 2 of your friends that you sort of made along the way and more or less dragged into this, decided to help him out, making your way by cart to a cave that served as sort of like a drop-off point for goods for the Dust Town portion of Baulder's Gate that he was delivering to. However, upon entering the cave, you were assaulted by some very strange and also slightly more common monsters, which we will not get into. They seem to be... Sorry. They seem to be abyssal... Stop staring at me. They seem to be abyssal in nature. The fact that they were there sort of a cause for some slight concern for a few of you who are more well-versed in the arts of magic and the art, like religion and different schools of knowledge like that, and kind of read into what could this possibly be a little bit. You were able to pick up the goods, and you also discovered a sort of secret chamber that appeared to be unused for quite some time in the cave as well, discovering down there some gold coins, as well as a very unique looking, to the best of your ability, you can describe it as an instrument. as well. The instrument currently being taken by the party's bard, Sylvanus, and the instrument instantaneously attuning to Syl, despite the fact that he and no one else in the party currently has any idea what this instrument does aside from play melodies very, very beautifully. So, all of you made your way outside of the cave, back protecting the carts as the goods were gathered, and that is where we bring ourselves into this week. More cat issues.
Ignore me. Just continue.
And that is where we bring ourselves into this
Alright.
week. So, standing outside, guarding the carts as all of the goods are brought in, is there anything that anyone would currently like to do?
Yeah. I am gonna go up to Gab first and say, sorry. Good work out there, and hand her 2 gold.
I don't...
I just walk away. And then I go up to this one. Good work out there. 2 gold.
Of the gold he just gave you.
And then I go up to that one. Good work out there. 1 gold.
Oh. I kind of grin as she goes to hand me the gold, but when I see it's 1, I look over at Syl, see he got 2, and just go,
You've helped me once.
There. I'll give you 1 piece of consolation gold. Back to being happy.
Did please.
You used to being tipped more.
Woof.
Thank you.
So, is there anything else that anyone would like to do?
Just confused.
Gab is also kind of like staring at you and like still like 2 gold pieces in hand. Like kind of like gab.exe is not functioning currently at the moment.
Welp. I'm gonna go sit on one of the carts and wait to go home.
I mean, if she keeps staring at me, I'll be like, well, you healed me.
Well, yeah, but you also beat stuff up that I probably couldn't beat up as well. It's like a team thing. You don't need to pay me. We're already getting paid. I'm just helping you because I want to, because we're friends.
Right. Friends.
Hands you the 2 gold coins back.
Doesn't take them.
Well, if she doesn't want them.
Kind of like reaches over to your coin purse and just opens it slightly and just closes it again. Just kind of like leans back, kind of stares at you for a moment longer before turning around and walking away.
Nice.
Alright.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2 of them.
As you're standing there, is there any conversations that anyone else would like to have? Fen is already sitting on one of the carts.
I'm reading.
I want to sit on one of the
I
cards
love this
as
part.
well.
Amazing.
About halfway through packing up, they go up to
He's
the
reading
cart.
a dictionary.
About halfway through, they're done loading the carts. And, they go over to the cart that you're in, Fen, and just, we're gonna need to sit some stuff here if you don't mind getting out the way.
I don't mind. I gotta get off.
So continue loading up the carts. They're kind of moving from back to front. The first 4, then 5, then 6 carts are filled. They're starting to fill the 7th cart up full of goods now.
Stupid, you should have known that they were the cards. Sorry, I'm dumb.
Darius kind of like comes up to y'all. All right, so good work in there. That was yeah. What were those things? Anybody?
I mean,
the spiders obviously, yeah, but those other things looked fucking weird, and then they
Oh.
melted. And...
Oh, pigmen.
Pigmen.
Yes.
Incredible.
That's what they were.
Oh,
They
like
were-
colors.
No, they were pigmen.
Oh, pigmen. Oh,
Yes. Oh, not pigment. Pigmen.
and you're aware
Right.
of them because...
I saw them. They had pig faces. Were we not all in the same cave?
Gretches.
Well, I don't know the scientific name for them.
right. Well, you know what? It's probably better that I don't know. So, got just about all the goods loaded up. We could get
We're fine.
if we could get all of you into the first cart there. look out, make sure there's no other attacks or issues. Yeah, we'll get on the road.
Very well.
Alright.
All right.
Great. He kind of claps and goes back to doing what the fuck he was doing.
I'll wait for everybody else to get on first before I get on.
I'll get on first.
This cart's pretty much empty, so there's spots for kind of like 4 people to sit along one side on a bench and 4 people to sit along the other side.
Is there a window?
There's
No.
no canopy on the cart, so it is just an open wagon.
Oh.
So the whole world is your fucking window.
I try and sit in the back.
I'll sit in the front, in the middle.
I sit wherever there's room.
Right, fair enough, but the point is that everyone gets there. Right, so you all get sitting in the cart and kind of finishes grabbing up the last of the stuff. Everyone, the rest of the workers sort of redistribute themselves to the carts and the horses. You all get moving. It's probably about a late afternoon now. The sun's starting to get pretty low down in the sky. The sky is starting to shift to those shades of sort of bluish orange that sort of signal the evening coming. Moving back over the hills of the plains outside of Baulder's Gate. Anything that anyone wants to talk about while you're in the carts?
Not the time being, no.
What time of day is it? I know. I'm not talking about that. I'm saying, asking you.
She just
It's
said
getting
it.
dark.
You just said it.
I literally just went on like a really it's
Oh,
fine. I
sorry.
went on like a really long description about how it was like later on in the afternoon and the sky was starting to turn that bluish orange and
I'm sorry.
with the impending evening.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. I totally.
No. Sorry.
Roll for initiative.
Sorry.
Who's sitting next to me in the cart?
You are currently
Oh.
you are currently in
There's
between.
cat everywhere. No.
You are in between Cat and Sil.
Ooh, choices. I'll start to nod off and kind of like lean one way. I'm not sure which way yet.
Flip a coin.
I'll do it.
I've been eager to use that. Hot 1, 2.
1 is Cat, 2 is Sylvanus. Who will I fall asleep on? Please be 2.
Yeah, Mazel tov.
So I kind of start to nod
That's
off
my
and then like lean
allergies.
over and just like fall asleep on Sylvanus.
Yes, it's
Aw.
essential. Not only does he do that, but you also catch a fairly sharp elbow to the ribs from Cat as well.
I'll kind of go and then fall asleep on her instead.
See a blue
As you're-
mage hand of biscuits going
He's
around.
tired from all
As
the
you-
times he healed
How much?
2 people.
Free.
As you're kind of nodding off,
It's
Cat
fine,
sort
I
of
have
like
more
turns.
home.
Cat turns to you a little bit. So,
Biscuit.
that was some good fighting you did in there. Kind of like smirking at you.
Like half asleep, just go, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was really impressive how you sent all of those bolts of radiant energy straight into the wall. I
But-
see your aim is right on par with your fruit stealing skills. That's top notch.
Is Kat the one saying this?
Cat is the one saying this.
Yeah, and you did so much better.
And it's like, ooh,
I
why?
hit most of the things I aimed at.
I kind of just shrink down in my
Carmen's
seat a little
laughing.
bit,
Drama.
pretending to be asleep, but also kind of embarrassed now.
No, I think we all did our part the best we could. To be fair, none of us expected there to be 8-foot-long spiders and mouth demons down there.
Also, what did you scream at that caused such a loud
Oh,
disturbance?
the spider.
Incredible.
Thank you. You know, I've always been renowned for the octaves I can reach. Just
Don't.
Yeah, maybe save that for the bard. That reminds me, your thing. Sort of gestures,
What about his
she
thing?
Gestures to the giant harp-like instrument on your back.
Yes.
From the back seat.
Do you know what that does?
No, I do not.
Do you want me to take a look at what it does and possibly I can tell you?
Sure.
So do you hand it over? Alright, she kind of like sets it in front of her, kind of like nudging you awake a little bit so she can work.
I'll sit up, kind of
Yeah,
grumpily.
Takes a couple of her tools out and kind of like right as when she goes to begin working on it, there's sort of like an arcane sort of glyph that kind of forms like probably about this large before she kind of like starts working her tools like through the glyph towards the instrument. It seems to be some sort of combination of like mechanical work as well as spell casting that's going on as she does this.
So what kind
Cool.
of tools are those?
Just we call them Tinker's tools, but they're Artificer's tools.
And you do not require a pro?
No, it's a kind of magic that doesn't. I can tell what things are, as well as determine whether or not things are magical, without any sort of components that might otherwise be needed, as long as I have my tools.
Are you able to tell what it can do?
That's what I'm trying to do now. It is sort of an identification of sorts. All right. This might take a couple minutes, so just hold on to your horses here. And goes to working. Is there any other conversation anyone else would like to have while she's doing this?
What are you guys going to buy with your prize money?
Food.
Smart.
Lots of it.
Too many options. Maybe clothes, jewelry. I turned to Cat a little bit just through my teeth. Another pomegranate!
You have to bite around all the seeds. It hurts your teeth.
Yeah, she's like laughing as she works now.
Information.
Also smart.
Gab.
Saving.
Boring. And boring.
Gab, nice. Gab pipes up. It's also really nice that we all have a place to live for free now too. That's pretty cool to get rooms for free forever.
All right.
Well, that's good for you all.
Oh, that's right. I guess you do already have a house in the city, don't you?
Yes, but I plan to pay for it.
Womp womp.
True. Well, this would be.
You know, I thought I would outlive the landlord, but his daughter just took over, so hooray!
Then just outlive the daughter.
Oh, I hope she doesn't have any children. That would be terrible.
You could just kill her.
Oh, that's mean. I can't do that.
You could hire someone to kill her.
And to be fair, it was nice of them to give somebody like me a home anyways. That typically doesn't happen.
I'd have someone pretend to be human, so familiar.
Well, I mean, still, I wonder what rooms we're going to get, because there's a couple of rooms at the suites, but there's not a lot of rooms. So I wonder how she's going to justify giving 7 of us all individual rooms,
Oh,
unless
two
she's going
rooms.
to make a.
She said it would be 2 rooms given to a lot of us.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Stinky.
Oh,
wonder-
I forgot about that.
I wonder who's. I guess they're going to be big rooms, or maybe we'll be roomies. That'll be fun.
I claim the bed.
I already have a room, so you lot
Likewise.
have at it.
Well, you're all welcome at the library anytime. I only have one couch, and my giant friend sort of lives there. But there's a nice rug.
Your what?
My giant friend. Anyways, there's a nice rug if anybody. I can. Just some quilts. It would be nice and cozy, but call first. Letter first.
All right.
I just want you to know you're all welcome. You don't have to come
Oh.
over.
The
Thank
basement's
you.
pretty cozy, I mean.
What's coming?
Nothing.
Do you live in my home without me knowing? You can tell me if you are. Okay.
By the way, just out of character, what day of the week will we arrive back?
Thursday.
You left on Monday morning, so you spent Monday night on the road. It's currently Tuesday. You're spending Tuesday night here. Wednesday night?
It's
Maybe
Wednesday,
Thursday
my
morning?
dude.
Stop it.
Could we
No.
maybe take a detour or
For at
waste
least
the
half a day.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wait, what?
Why?
I really don't want to be back on Wednesday.
What's wrong with Wednesday?
I'd like to be home as soon
I was
as
about
possible.
to
have
say,
a
I was
business
about to say, you
to
hear
work.
Darius from one of the back cards.
Right in.
You hear Darius from one of the back cards. Just, we probably will still spend Wednesday night out on the road. We'll probably get back in Thursday morning.
Oh. Do you guys have something against Wednesday? What's the deal?
He probably would fit in.
It is the
You
worst
would.
day to get through.
Fit in where?
I was about to say, as she's working on this, she has her pair of goggles that she wears on her head pulled down over her eyes now. Wednesdays are a special day at the suites. It's fine.
What
Well,
goes on?
It's not fine, but it's fine.
Oh, what kind of establishment does she work? Rhymes with schmostitude, I think, is what they're getting at.
What did you just say to me?
Well, not you.
What did you just
Sorry.
call me?
I didn't call you on. It's a noble profession. It's just I think.
Why, thank you.
I just think maybe they need the extra rooms on that day. Is that what you're getting at?
Nothing actually happens on Wednesdays. She was making a joke. She is cut off as she opens up a new sigil, and as she sticks her tool through it and pokes it, there is just a flash of blinding blue-white light, and you just hear, "Ah!" And then silence. And then as the flash kind of dies down and everyone looks over to where she was sitting, there is the instrument now like just kind of leaning on the bench where she was sitting, along with icicles formed to like where her seat was. And there is no cat there until you hear thump. And if anyone peers outside of the cart, you just see Cat just kind of like wide-eyed, the like frames, the lenses of her goggles blown out, just staring up at the sky, just in pain, still holding both of her tools, just
on the ground,
like flat on her back as all of the carts are still rolling by. She's just on the side of the road, just like looking up. Just...
I'll hop out and go see if she's okay.
I'll get out too to help her.
She is like covered in frost.
Oh my!
I'll take off my my cloak, robe, whatever it is, and I'll put it around her and just like, oh honey, no.
Yeah, she's kind of shivering slightly. You guys kind of like have to jog a bit to catch up with the cart, but eventually get back inside. She kind of like looks to her seat and just sort of kind of sits on like the flat part of the cart, like not on the bench, just kind of on the floor and just sort of like cross-legged, kind of like side-eyeing the instrument that she was just trying to identify, and just like,
so it's ice.
So that's new. I've never had something not be identifiable before, so congrats, what you found is officially weird. And yeah, probably not going to touch that again. All yours.
Do you think it was maybe a defense mechanism about this being...
I picked it up.
It feels really, really cold, but it kind of hums in your hand, and where you're holding it kind of goes from really cold to sort of pleasantly warm.
I wonder if I play another song, will that happen?
Cat just scoots
I
back.
hold my cloak up in front of my face. Go ahead.
I play.
It sounds just as beautiful as the first time. Sort of the added notes and harmonies that are sort of echoing through it. Notes being played and being sung from it that you're not even plucking. Just sort of kind of burst themselves into existence. It's better than any human-made instrument that is made by non-magical means could ever be.
Try casting a spell through it.
Face that way, and I point towards like the wilderness.
You know what? I'll cast healing word for it onto Cat, just because she just got hurt.
So yeah, I was about to say you can roll for that.
That'll be 6.
I don't know if you want to describe how either like what word you use for your healing word or what the spell looks like to you when you cast it, since it looks different for everyone.
Well, definitely say musing. But no, it's just much like how the title. It almost seems like there's like sound, like actual notes coming from the instrument itself.
As the notes kind of pop from the instrument, sort of swirl around her, sort of soothing the wounds that the ice caused. You don't notice the instrument necessarily affecting the magic in any way. The main thing that I guess not so much concerns you, since this is something that you found is common with bardic magic, but it does seem to work as a focus for your magics. So you are able to kind of channel your arcane energy through it to cast the spell.
That's pretty cool.
Evening slowly comes. After evening, darkness begins to descend. Darius calls up to you from this position 4 or 5 carts back. Just do it. Burps.
But hey, everybody.
He's already been hitting those casts.
What a dwarf.
Yeah.
Anybody see any stuff up there, or any place up there that we could stop for the night?
I'll look.
Oh, look!
Alright, make a perception check. We have dice boxes.
Oh, I forgot. So am I counting this, or am I doing the dice?
that's
box?
No,
good.
that'll count.
Okay, cool. So that's like 8.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at nothing but trees.
I'll use my special dark vision eyes.
Yeah, me the
Tiefling
drow. Yeah,
eyes.
I'm a drow. I can't really see in the dark.
I couldn't remember what the name of my race was.
You mean
It's
in
fine.
On the
daylight?
side of
No.
kind of like towards you kind of crest one of the hills, and as you're coming down, you kind of see like another hill here, and there's like a third hill sort of off to the side. And at the base of this hill, there's sort of like a sort of like dug out area. That
Like an
could be-
alcove?
Yeah, like an alcove
A
that could be easily defensible.
I'll point it out and say, hey, there's a place up there. Let's stop, please. Everything's shaking. I'm shaking.
They kind of
But
notice a
what's
spot while the carts sort of veer off the road and head over to there, forming the familiar sort of semicircle about. It sort of seems like almost like a small shallow cave of sorts. Yeah, everyone kind of hops off the carts and starts setting up the tents, and he starts getting supplies ready for a fire and all of that fun stuff.
Is it like super shallow, or is there an area to look like?
As you kind of duck your head in, it seems to be about maybe 20 feet deep, maybe 15 feet wide, probably only like 7 or 8 feet high though. They start setting up like a lot of the tents and like sleeping bags in there and everything.
Do they leave the carts outside?
Yes, the carts are sort of they kind of like have this almost down to a science of if the cave is here and sort of has the mouth here, they kind of have the carts parked like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, kind of forming like a protective semicircle around wherever they are camping, sort of offering themselves if they were attacked in the night, sort of a bit of cover to hide behind and like like to make the locations kind of more defensible. It's kind of like a man-made pop-up cover.
I'd set up my bedroll under cart 1.
Cart one.
All right. Anybody else doing anything?
I guess I'll just sit near like the opposite ends of the carts, and I'm just gonna nominate myself for first watch because I assume I'd probably be a little too restless to sleep considering the day's events.
Yeah, and also based on the first night spent out, it's kind of like the 7 of you are considered to be like in charge of the watches for the night. Just that's part of what they're paying you for. So, okay, so who is volunteering for watch 1?
I'll volunteer for a watch, but not watch one. But
Who is
I'm watch
all right?
one.
So watch 1 is Fen, and
I'll do last.
anybody else volunteering?
I don't blame them.
Gab will volunteer to stay up with you. Watch 2. Watch 3. 2 of you, perfect. And Kat, seeing this, just goes, nice. Sort of, kind of quietly tucks herself away for the night.
You could be watch 6.
Guy's just like, she better be proud of me.
As to say, as
4 and 5 are the gods.
she's laying down and like sees you volunteer for watch, she's just like.
Not only that, she still has his cloak too, so he's
Yeah.
just like,
She kind of like puts it, like takes it off and kind of puts it over her chest as like a blanket.
okay,
Puts it-
if she said she was gonna lay it on the ground, it would have been
No,
like,
no, she's like using it as a blanket. She's
Okay.
done with it.
that's kind of cute.
All right, so first watch is you and Gab. Would you like to make a perception check? I will
Into the
allow
dice
you to do
box.
this with advantage because you do not want Gab rolling a perception check.
So we got
Okay.
19 and a 12, so 19 plus what's perception? P 23.
Why do I keep spelling night with an E?
What?
That's how old people spell night.
I keep writing N-E-I for some reason.
So the first probably 2
Well, don't
hours
do
or
it
so of
twice.
your watch go fairly peacefully,
Mhm.
nothing too much. If there's any conversation you'd like to have while you're up with Gab, or just kind of fast forward through it.
Which one's Gab again?
Gab,
She's the one with the tarot, right?
yes, she is the one with the She seems to have a staff on her back, but seems in combat at least to favor mostly the She has a mage focus from the
Mhm.
academy.
So you fought very impressively. I really enjoyed watching that magic be put to use. It's so interesting seeing the new schools of magic at work. I'm not very familiar with them, unfortunately, as much as I would like to be.
Oh, you mean the magics of the academy, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
only so familiar.
yes, there's 5 schools if you are, I guess, at least familiar with that much.
Yes, I've never seen them in action, unfortunately.
Gotcha, yes. Well, there is a couple of them that are more kind of offensively focused that I don't specialize in. That would be if you ever see anyone with the gauntlets to be the blade dancer. They're the ones who throw all the daggers and
Yes.
stuff. Then there's the elementalists who have the kind of crystal balls that sort of they're able to bend all the elements to their will. They're like super cool to watch.
You are quite impressive yourself.
Oh, thank you.
You're
Yeah, it's the
welcome.
all the different fun cards. There's eventually apparently some really cool things you come and have to do with them, but I'm still mainly just a novice. It doesn't help that I don't exactly never mind.
Do you not go to the academy? Is
I
that what you're trying to get at?
don't. No.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I think that knowledge should be available to everybody.
That's certainly one way to look at it. Not the way that the people who are in charge look at it, but certainly
Unfortunately,
a way to look at it.
I understand where you're coming from. Secret safe with me. I'm not going to go blabbing or anything like that. That's boring. I think everybody should be as as learned as possible. I think it's wonderful that magic is slowly being picked up again.
As much as it can. Unfortunately, it seems to be fading as a whole.
Man
Not
always
due-
finds a way to prevail.
Not due to, it doesn't seem to be due to any lack of interest, but more a lack of ability, which is unfortunate. But do you study magic as well?
Yes, a bit. I like to teach. I like to read read up on magical theory. Things like that.
What kinds of magic specifically? I mean, I'm sure you noticed I'm mostly, I'm more familiar with, well, not just familiar with, but mages of the Arcane Zodiac, which shall kind of like pull her focus out and the cards start swirling again. Really the only spells that the focus allows you to learn are a lot of shielding and defensive and more support and healing based. We don't actually know any spells that can do any direct harm.
Yes, of course. Well, that's a bit difficult to explain.
I'm guessing you're not a mage. Are you maybe a bard?
Oh no. Let's just say I didn't exactly expect to have power, and then it kind of just happened.
Like
And-
a sorcerer.
Yes, like a sorcerer. And I don't really know as much as I'd like to, despite teaching students and everything. I guess I just haven't really taken the time or initiative to learn more. But sort of, I'm learning as I go.
That's fair. I think that's kind of the best you can do sometimes.
Exactly.
As the conversation dulls down, you hear kind of like some rustling on the other sides of the cart.
I have Sunbeam Burst ready. I'm gonna go around the other side of the cart. I'm gonna have this bad boy charged up.
Make a perception check.
Don't make me use this.
So 15.
15.
Yes.
As you get to the other side of the cart, you can see kind of maybe 25 feet away, off to the right a little bit, are 4 elk that just seem to be grazing, kind of like walking slowly, eating some of the grass.
I do a nature check to see if they're evil elk.
Evil elk.
They appear to be just normal elk. It is like complete darkness right now, and while you do have dark vision, it doesn't allow you to like fully discern everything, but they appear to just be one kind of like looks up at you, and you kind of can see like a little bit of like the firelight reflected in the eyes as it just sort of looks up and gives you that deer look of like,
Shoo! There's no food here. Shoo!
and it goes back to eating grass.
Come on, kids!
As you start
Not on my watch!
as you start clapping, like 2 of them kind of like start to scamper off, the other 2 kind of follow. They seem to move probably another 30 or 40 feet away before one of them like looks
Wow.
back and they all go back to eating grass.
That will teach those elk. And then I go back.
Tell your friends.
Don't worry. Who was it? Who was it? Gabby? Or Cap?
Gab.
Gab. Sorry. I remembered I forgot the extra B and I wrote B. I wrote baby in my notebook. Well, Gabby, everything's taken care of. Nothing to worry about.
What was it?
Elk. There were some big deer.
Ah,
But they're gone now in case they, try to eat the packaging.
that's how noble of you.
No, but it's okay. I got sort of scared and I had to commit.
That's okay. Just kind of.
And I sit back down. If there's one thing to say, I'm honest about the dumb things.
kind of like pulls out some of her food, kind of like grabs a couple pieces of fruit, cuts them up before kind of like looking at you and then slowly walking to the other side of the cart. Coming back maybe like half an hour later, she just kind of like sits back down.
I cross out where I wrote like 7 new friends and I write 6. Really blew it.
So nothing else eventful happens for your watch. You're able to trade off to second watch, which is YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll wake up and I'll set up and I guess kind of like lean back against the cart and watch.
I'll
so
kind of like pace around.
would you like to both make separate perception checks, or?
Yeah.
That's a natural one.
Hell yeah! 8!
I thought you were gonna say 18.
8! I rolled a 4.
What happened? You were rolling so well earlier.
She's shy.
The other 3 d20s I tried all rolled natural ones.
You could tag two of the gold back.
That's a natural 20. All right. You don't notice anything during your
The
Damn
elk
it.
were very sneaky.
a very quiet watch. If there's any conversations that you two would like to have while you're up.
So, what do you do?
Would you like to find out for a couple of coins?
Like for you to give back to me when you're done with them,
If you win.
or ooh, what the hell? This will be long if we don't. How many?
As many as you like.
I'll slide 2 out.
2 gold?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I will also slide 2 out.
Okay.
And do you remember the game from last time? It's the same one. Just to keep it simple.
Yes.
Or
Just
should
for
we
my
just
notes, what's the name
roll
of
to
the
see who
game?
wins? I don't have a name for it. It's just kind of
Okay.
Tabby
thing.
Waffle.
Basically you have a pair of dice,
Mhm.
2 d6s, and you roll them and you hide them from the other person,
And whoever has the highest
and
number
whoever
wins.
has the highest.
What is it?
Ah.
Sorry.
Whoever rolls the highest.
Which reminds me of Liar's Dice.
Yeah, it's kind of like
yeah.
liars.
You said
dice.
2 d6s.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we roll them, and whoever rolls the highest wins.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah.
But you can like look at your dice, and sort of like change your bet, like raise
Oh.
after you're done looking at them to try and bluff the other person out of it.
That's cool.
You can also attempt to cheat if you would like, but you have to do that successfully. You essentially make a sleight of hand check versus your opponent's perception check, and if you win, you can re-roll one of your dice.
Okay.
It's
So-
a fun game.
Stop looking.
So go ahead and roll, both of you.
Should I roll just in front of me?
Yes, I would.
So this is like
I'm gonna move my papers.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty good.
So
So just whoever rolls the highest wins, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna attempt to cheat.
Oh.
make a sleight of hand check.
That's an 18.
I don't like that.
Make a perception check.
18 plus 7. So I don't even.
That's a 25. That's a 12 plus your perception.
16.
16. Playing it pretty straight. You can reroll one of your dice if you'd like to.
Ah! No! No!
Does Arwen say that out loud?
No.
See one of Arwen's eyebrows just.
So, care to wager more? I like this
I'm
game.
staying. Are you staying?
Do you only roll once, or do you do multiple rounds?
You only roll once. You can bet more now, and then you reveal your dice after the betting round.
I'll slide 4 more in.
4 more gold pieces in.
Oh
Yep.
my. Think of all the bread you
You
can buy.
really gonna let this tiefling punk you like
I'll
this?
slide 8. You can back out if you want. I'll say.
He's just grinning.
So Arwen has 10 gold currently on the table. You currently have 6.
I'll slide in
Oh my god.
4 to
Alright,
make
so
it
You're
even.
sliding more?
No, well,
I
he
matched your
slid-
bet.
He slid in,
Oh,
4
okay.
to match the bet of 10. So both of you have 10 gold coins in with no further betting. Reveal your dice.
I had a 5 and a 1.
6 and a
RM
5.
is bullshitting, and you are now the proud owner of 20 gold or 10 more gold pieces. You are now the proud owner of 10 less gold pieces.
So he takes the gold and kind of puts them in his pocket. So
That
that's
was
what
fun.
you
Do you
do.
want to play again?
Absolutely. This is fun, and I do want to do it again.
This
One more time.
I'm gonna play with.
There's a bunch of bandits sneaking around.
We're throwing dice.
I have a couple of silver. I'm gonna play with silver this time. Is that okay? Or do you not?
I'll put in
whatever the equivalent in gold is, I guess.
I don't know, is that 10 silver for one
10
gold?
silver for 1
10
gold.
silver? Okay, then I can't. Well,
I'll put in 6 silver.
I'll also put in 6 silver.
Okay, roll your dice again.
Come on, you jerks. You know what? We're gonna switch this one.
Anybody attempting to cheat?
Are you going to roll again?
Do I notice, like, any tells or anything?
Make an
I've been doing this for a while.
Make an insight check.
Where did my... Oh, it's still in the thing. Thank you. Nope, I see nothing. I see absolutely fucking nothing. 6.
Perception check.
No, it definitely seems like maybe just got unlucky with the last round, but Arwen seems pretty steady in the face. They seem to have been doing this a while. Either of you attempting to cheat?
I don't know. I'm not gonna cheat.
I'm good. But I will raise 1 gold.
I'll slide 1 and 2.
Okay.
All right.
Damn it!
I had 1 more!
One.
High once again wins.
I'm done.
Nice. I'll take them, put them in my pocket, kind of snicker a little bit, and be like, well, I'm glad that works out with you with other people.
Yeah, it worked out for the last guy. He lost part of his arm.
He betted part of his arm?
Well, no, it was part of his face. And his
He
arm.
betted part of his...
No,
What?
he didn't.
Oh. I'll move back a little bit. Anyway.
Any further conversations that happen between the two of you over your shift, or is that about it?
Did you have anything you wanted to ask? I'll just kind of look pleased with myself and settle against the cart.
I'm just a little pissed off that I didn't roll a cheat when I should.
I'm glad I did, because if I had rolled lower than that 3...
All right.
If
So with
you-
that, both of you go to bed, and it is now Syl and T that are up.
Wait, how much did I win again? Sorry, 10 gold.
And I win again.
And then 6 silver and 1 gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so 11 gold and 6 silver. Okay.
Two of you. Yep. Anything going on?
I know eventually gold is
Well,
gonna
first,
become
both of you
arbitrary.
make perception checks, unless one of you would rather roll with advantage.
I'll give her advantage.
Oh, okay.
11?
That's not terrible. It's like a medium roll.
It's an 8 and a 4.
It's my second straight natural 20, so yeah, you don't notice anything.
Oh my god.
Yes.
A natural 20 for what?
I don't know.
For being a big meanie.
In Fendian's dreams, he's like, oh,
So everything is pretty quiet as you guys are. Not like too quiet. There's still animals and the crickets and everything else, but it's a quiet watch. If there's anything you two would like to discuss or interactions you would like to have.
Yes. T. I believe I have an offer for you. I know you have been looking for a gruff, and I know that I know more than one person currently in the academy, and I know how they treat most of the races. They might not be so keen to let you speak with someone that can cast a spell, but I can possibly speak to someone when I go to get this instrument identified, to speak to someone to use scrying on gruff.
Interesting. And what do you want for it?
Well, one, I would need one of the wanted posters to do so. The more information I have on said target, the better. But as we saw in the cave of experienced fighters versus not so experienced with the screen, the quick few misfires, I've noticed that there was only 3 that really made a difference against 3 foes for multiple rounds, which was myself, you, and Gab. The only thing I would want is that until Gruff is found, just to work together as allies.
And what does ally mean to you?
I help you with places you can get to or with situations you cannot, and vice versa. You're good in the physical sense, I am more good in the diplomatic and can get to places such as Noble District without being harassed.
And why exactly would you want to associate with one of my kind?
I associate with anything, they're not viewed as any more better.
Yeah, but isn't she one of your servants or something?
She's family to me.
Interesting.
She's more family to me than my actual parents.
Well, parents are a waste of time anyway.
From what I've seen, yes.
All the 2 edgelords are bonding.
We will end this.
I suppose I don't really have any other offers right now, so I'll reach in my bag and grab a flyer. It's a deal.
Thank you. If you're not familiar with the scrying spell, it won't give us, like, it will not suddenly put a sign above his head saying he is here or tell us the exact city, but it can also give us certain details about the area around us. Snow versus sand versus being in a dungeon versus being in a castle. It can at least give us a narrowed down approach.
Will it tell us if he's alive?
Yes.
Okay. We don't know if he's alive or dead.
And they might not right away, except or they might charge some gold. I might not be able to pull that string, but at least it would give us something to work towards. If they charge gold, work up the gold. If they wish a favor, do a favor for them.
I'll do any favors. Gold I'm not very lucrative in, but I'll give anything I've got.
I will also assist. It's not like I am using the gold for any extraordinary means.
Interesting.
But I'm glad that you have accepted, and I don't know why you wish to find Gruff, but I do hope that you find him.
Someone that means a lot to me begged me to go and find him.
I can understand that. If Tia has nothing to say to Sylvanus, he'll go back to his seat.
No.
Alright, so morning comes uneventfully as you gaze upon the carts in the morning. Everything seems to be in order. Everything is there. All the carts are there. And everyone begins to pack things up and get back to their carts.
Is everything in the carts, like in the boxes?
It's mostly just a lot of casks, and they're all still there. All the boxes are still there.
Does it feel light or weighty?
Weighty.
Alright.
They were a herd of teenagers that replaced the vodka with water.
No! Pardon my language, but you bastards!
Alright, so
I'll get back up into the cart.
Same. Well, I'll get in the cart after everybody else gets in the cart.
at this point, the ice that was on the actually, funny enough, the ice that was on the cat's seat is still there. Has not melted, despite the fact that it is late summer. So yesterday it probably got up to maybe 75, 80 degrees. And it did not melt. And even in the night, it was only probably got to like 50. And still has not melted.
Is it possible to get a sample of this ice in one of my glass vials?
You can certainly try. Make a oh god, make a
That's a
scrape,
tough one.
Scrape magic ice check. Would it be Arcana maybe?
I was gonna say, Wizards of the Coast really letting me down here with no scrape magic ice skill on this.
Alright.
I heard that's in 6th edition.
I would.
Oh.
Please don't make me spend all that money on new books. Actually, yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
That's gonna be what's 2 plus 3?
5. You are not making any dent in this. Like you are tapping it as.
Somebody else try.
Can I try so I can rip a chunk off and eat it?
Alright, we'll stick to your tongue
It's
forever.
ice. I want to
So
see what
just
happens.
forever have ice in her stomach.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Try to get some in the file.
I'll do it for
11.
gold.
Wait, 13.
13.
13.
Oh, you get the
Yeah.
gold if you succeed. Deal?
You're able to break a piece off.
Yes.
So
You guys,
it's a small
I did
piece,
it.
probably about this big.
Don't eat it, you'll die.
Okay.
Probably.
Did I just like try and snap it with my teeth?
Oh. Youch.
Just a little bit?
No.
No.
If you try to bite into it, it's like biting into a rock. It's not gonna break.
Okay, then I can defend you. I don't care anymore.
Oh, thank you.
I don't care
I don't
anymore.
care
I'll
anymore.
give you a silver for the thought, because it's the thought that counts.
Wow.
And I cram it into the glass funnel.
He is quite something.
And I put it in my
It
bed.
melts.
Aw.
Probably so. And probably
Now you have magic water.
What'd you say?
nothing.
What's happening?
We're discussing how
So where we go?
the thought does count.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Whether it's a good or bad thought, though, also counts.
as you get back on the road again,
On the road.
Kat
again.
now kind of like looking at her seat, still slightly covered in ice, is just like and sort of sits back on the ground.
I'm sitting next to where the ice is, like where I was sitting yesterday, and I just look down at her and grin, thinking of when she was teasing me yesterday, and cross my legs and lean back against the seat.
Would you like to swap seats?
Don't encourage her.
Just glares at
Don't
you.
think if it's too hot, you can cool off.
You don't have to do that. It's
Acupuncture.
fine.
That's why I'm asking. Would you like to swap seats?
Sure.
Oh, what a gentleman.
Which was very
Just
kind
kind
of
of say
him.
that out loud.
Yes! And does that, and it has a sarcastic tone.
It's kind of like glaring at you. Just
I thought it was quite nice of him. You didn't have to do that. At least somebody did it. You didn't do it.
So,
Very nice of you to give up your seat to the old lady.
I'm gonna maintain. Go. You can't talk about a woman like that. It's most inappropriate.
She's definitely younger than me, right?
I don't actually know how old she is.
Kat looks to be maybe late teens, maybe just barely in her early 20s.
Oh shit, she's younger than Guy.
She does not appear to be very old. No.
Very
Like
rude of you.
I said,
Just
they're-
hear in your head, T didn't like that.
It's okay, it's kind of her shtick.
your support points go down. But no, because she has kind of like a little like shorter hair on one side of her head. The rest of it's all kind of like flopped over in that sort of like little bit of punky style. It's like almost strawberry blonde. It's kind of like pushed up out of her face with the now busted out
Forgot.
Love
That's-
that.
that she has, and just like based on her clothing, she's just very like she looks like like an adult, but like probably hasn't been doing this adult thing for a really long time.
So now she's that person that pops the lenses out of the glasses just to wear.
Apparently, although you did notice that like they appeared to like be some kind of like special lenses, like they weren't just like clear. They had kind of like a couple markings in them, and they were like tinted slightly. She kind of like you saw her like take a couple minutes to look at them yesterday while she was sitting on the floor of the car, and it's just like like puts them back on her head. But as she's sitting there, she's kind of like it's like building herself up for a couple minutes before. So you were talking about Waterdeep the other day.
Indeed.
You are from there.
Indeed.
You are a noble from there.
I thought that'd be quite obvious.
Fair enough, but so are you in Baldur's Gate on family business?
In a way, yes.
Interesting. I don't know that I've ever met someone of your family before, but I have occasionally heard the name before in some of the higher society courts of Baldur's Gate. Is the only reason that I ask.
My family has some note throughout the cities for a myriad of reasons.
Would I have heard of his family before?
Yeah, they have a really swanky estate manor. I don't know that you've ever been there. I would say you probably have not been there. But like walking by like the more noble part of the city, it's hard to miss. It is right along near the water. It is like a very prominent like we're talking 13,000 square foot like huge manor.
Would I've ever
One of-
met anyone from his family?
Him.
Well, besides him.
That was good.
You've never full on had a conversation with anyone, but there is a almost like a younger looking frail half elf female with really like pale skin and really pale colored hair
Okay.
that you would have seen on like the grounds once or twice when walking past, and upon seeing you just kind of smiled and waved at you, not in like a disingenuous way, but in a way that seemed like she was just genuinely being like a good person. But that is the only person you've ever seen from there. You've never had reason to go there. It seems that it's not the kind of family that needs the services that you provided. Yeah. What is it that your family provides?
You mean our area of trade?
Yeah.
I think the easiest way, the simplest way to put it is leaders. We are of a good breed. Everyone in our family, from male to female, is very gifted in the way we talk. No pun intended, but we do have the gift of gab. But when we talk, people listen. When we talk, people are charmed. When we talk, people are seduced. It's just a natural magic in the way we talk.
Kat is like almost bright red at this point as she just like kind of nods to herself,
Kind of
sort
just-
of looking at the ground of the cart. Yeah.
I was just listening and snickering the whole time.
But
T mumbles under her breath, "Modest, stop me."
but it's a trait among our family. We are all bards, even if we have not been trained. We can do bardic abilities that, with no days of training at all, it just comes to our family name. So when you ask what is our trade, it is merely giving other families the chance to let this into their bloodline. So we sell that to the highest bidder.
Fendian's like, and he's like, I'm around people. He's trying to like keep a straight face. He's like,
But he can't. He can only keep a gay face.
You
God.
sell your family.
No,
they sell their genes.
Roll to be
what
seduced.
it is that how nobles work is that there's arranged marriages. So they would go to one family, try and arrange a marriage, but then one would give a better offer. And so the head of the family would sell off the oldest son, the oldest daughter, so on and so on. By marrying offer, whatever gave the best gold, the better position to rise themselves, and or even other thing, magical items, a bigger estate. We went from just a normal family to one of the more prominent families in Waterdeep. Just from selling off children to arranged marriages.
Ooh,
So no
nice.
love in your family.
There is none.
Yeah. Nobility can be
Everything's business.
harsh. I've heard.
That's certainly how it goes sometimes, from what I know.
Did that sound natural the way she like said that at the end?
Make an insight check.
I would also like to make one.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's really good. You tried.
22.
7.
Nice.
Can't tell whether it's just like she's still distracted by the fact that Syl used the word seduce in a sentence while talking to her, and she's just still
Guess that's
kind of
all
like
it takes, huh?
trying to like gain her bearings.
I have a pretty good charisma.
For you.
What?
It did not sound natural the way she said that. It sounded forced and kind of like an afterthought. But you're the only one that notices.
I'll give her the side eye.
Just, as she kind of like meets your side eye and just sort of silently just goes like,
I can't read lips. I'm sorry.
She kind of like motions like when we get back.
Is there a reason why you ask?
Simple curiosity. Just, I've heard the last name before and was curious if you were here on any official business. Also curious why the family of nobles as prominent as yours would bother sending one of their own into dangerous and deadly scenarios such as this.
Well, curiosity did kill Cat, but satisfaction did bring it back.
I'm so glad you said it because I was
Yeah,
dying.
We finished. Well, fair enough. It still seems a rather interesting place for a noble. Most nobles that I know do not have any particular desire to adventure as such, short of a few of the top members, well, the 4 council members of Baldur's Gate, as well as a few more that sneak their way out in order to accomplish what they need to.
Well, look what one adventure did, as he would point to the harp. It simply gave quite an interesting item, and also for a way to break the ice.
Sort of like a little bit of a glare and just, yeah, glad I could be the one to break that ice.
Wow, he made a joke in character.
Correct. Good observation. He's sharp.
Cat turns
Thank
to
you.
you and with as much like loving sarcasm as you can. Just, so are you? I know we spent the day together, but are you always this much of a dick?
Fidian's jaw drops.
Only if you
Oh
like
my.
it.
She kind of like rolls her eyes, but is still like laughing to herself as she does it.
Oh man.
Well, there's no water on my face this morning, so small improvements. I'm still a little upset that we can't go back to the tavern.
That was your fault. That part was your fault.
How am I supposed to know what all the levers do?
I don't know what's going on.
We've all been
we
through
got
the taverns.
we got banned from a tavern in the merchant
She got
district.
us banned from a tavern because she didn't know how to use a shower.
That's cool. What'd she do?
Nothing.
Like a bar fight, right?
No.
Ugh, that's
We
boring.
flooded a room.
She flooded a room.
I flooded a room.
Oh, it'll take so long for them to dry it out, and there's gonna be mold problems.
Probably
too.
cost hundreds of gold in damages as well.
Like it happens. Things happen. Not to make you feel worse about it.
I'll lean to her and be like, you should have gone with bar fight. Bar fight sounds cool.
Bard fight,
You know what?
Yes.
like a music battle. Amazing.
I take it back. It was a bar fight. I hit somebody really hard.
So did I.
You hit the bathtub really hard?
You do know hitting on and hitting someone are 2 different things.
Not always.
Depends
There was
on the
only
person.
one person she was hitting on, and it wasn't somebody else in the bar. So where to next?
Baldur's Gate.
It was a segue!
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys have been on the.
Shut your mouth, Noble.
Honestly, that's like so in character though.
Who said it wasn't? Anyway.
No, you guys have been on the cart all morning, just kind of passing the time by talking to each other.
More dice?
Sure.
Who else wants to play?
I'll play. What do we do?
Alright.
You roll the
I'll
dice and
quickly
make some
expand
money.
the rolls.
I like those things.
We're going to do. We're just going to do one round of this because I don't want this to be our whole stream.
Yeah,
That's valid.
I just want to make more money.
Answer.
If I were to distract the 3 with just like playing a sudden loud note to give her another chance to cheat.
It's like giving her advantage.
If you wanted
Or
to
something
if you
like
wanted to use the harp, I would allow you to make a performance check. If your performance check was high enough, I would say it distracts everyone and she can have advantage on a sleight of hand check to cheat. So, but first, everybody roll the dice. We'll get to that when we get to that.
I do like this game. Oh, do I have to put in a wager first?
Yeah, who's throwing in the wagers?
Let's go
I'll
for
slide
5
in.
gold.
Oh, I was gonna say 4.
Oh,
All
let's
right.
go for 4 gold.
So they both put in 4 gold pieces.
Do I have to match?
Yes.
Oh,
Play.
bollocks.
I'll put in
I put
4
it.
gold.
I put in
but
4.
When I do it, I want to do a symbol with my hand in Thieves' Camp saying don't cheat and I won't.
Oop, I keep dropping my dice. I'm not rolling them. I'm sorry.
Alright, so are you the only one here who also speaks Thieves' Camp?
Probably.
Alright, so you hear from T.
Don't cheat and I won't.
I don't believe you, but I'll nod.
Sus, but okay.
Oh, here's my wage. And I put in the 4 gold.
Alright. So you all 4 gold in. Everyone make your rolls. Who would like to try and cheat? Alright, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check. For the other 3, what is your passive perception?
Oh fuck.
What was that?
A miss.
Wait, 14.
Ooh.
14.
Since I'm paying attention to what's going on, can I make a perception check?
You're the only one who can make an active perception check. I would say for everyone else, it's kind of like a little bit.
13.
Unnatural 20.
So, what is your passive perception?
13.
14.
13.
Are you
So-
even playing?
You
No.
You notice and you notice. It
Oh,
seems
you're
like
reading
it's
this.
Kai kind of like fudges his dice a little.
So,
Hi, do you like pumpkins? Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater!
Well, I never know.
So you do not get to cheat. Anyone else who would like to try and cheat?
Nope. I'm going to put in 1 more gold, making my wager 5 gold total.
Arwen? You're attempting to cheat?
Mm. Do I notice any like shifty eye movement from T over there?
No.
I did not roll well. I'm not gonna cheat though.
You're not very good.
I put in 1 more gold.
I did not roll well. I'm also not going to meet the bet.
So that's
So I'm
5,
not gonna
5,
Don't
and
attempt to
4.
cheat?
I'll leave it.
Oh, and 4.
So you're not attempting to cheat, you're just kind of leaving everything as it is. Alright, so threw in an extra gold. Arwen kind of like backed out of the game.
I threw in an extra.
You throwing
No.
an extra gold to meet the bet, or are you backing out of the game? That's kind of
Arwen is out now.
1 more.
Alright, but you're not attempting to cheat.
No.
Alright, what are your dice? 8. What are your dice?
8.
What are your dice?
6.
See if we get an even split, old chap.
Is that how it works? Do I split
Yes. So that is a total of 16,
game.
17, 19 gold. So I will say each of you get 8 gold pieces.
You could also do, since you
And
won
5
silver,
silver.
you could just hand 5 silver over. take the
Well,
extra
each of you
gold.
take 8 gold pieces, and before anyone can do anything else, Cat kind of leans forward and grabs the last gold piece and just goes, heads or tails?
Heads.
He
Tails.
cheated.
He did.
I did not.
You did.
No.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Sorry. Flicks it over to Fen.
Ooh, I catch it with my mage hand. Fendi,
Traitor.
old boy, you're doing good.
Hey, I have 2 pieces of advice for you. Don't cheat or get caught less.
Honestly.
Can add cheating on the list of things that you are very, very good at, right over there with stealing fruit and hitting
This
things
is
with
fun.
magic
I haven't
bolts.
played a game in years. Nobody wants to play.
Would you
You don't
perhaps
have
be
to
interested in
remember
a game of
everything,
Dragon
you know.
Chest?
I'm sorry, what?
Would you perhaps be interested in a game of Dragon Chest? to pass
Yes,
the
I would
time?
love to. That'd be so much fun.
Sorry, it's
I've never
hard
played
not to
before, but
remember
I would love to
anybody
learn.
in my subject.
Oh,
is
he
so
looks like
remarkable.
genuinely very excited. Friends.
Referring to you.
Oh, I didn't get it out.
No, he doesn't. He
He's
doesn't.
not good or anything, but he'll do it to pass the
I'll
time
just
with
kind of
you.
look at
To
her,
teach you the
open my
ropes.
mouth, close it, open it, and then just look away.
So as you are kind of approaching, you're setting up your game of chess. You notice sort of coming up in the distance. If you remember this from episode 1, bringing it back, the
Making that
2
smaller.
ruined buildings that are kind of sitting off to the side of the road that you're going by currently.
I
There's something
started
wrong
the
with
session
them?
with 20.
No, I'm just kind of saying those are like the
Oh,
landmarks.
the land-
like where
okay.
you're going.
They were given
I was like, oh my god, are they ominous? Are they singing?
No.
Are they singing?
Yeah, that means we're on the
didn't.
spot.
I'm
Right?
just like, oh.
It means you're probably about halfway there, and it's probably good. You guys have been talking all morning and part of the early afternoon. So it's probably like 2 or 3 in the afternoon at this point. Sun's already like hit its peak
63.
and kind of starting to go back down again. Is anyone keeping a particular eye on the road, or is everyone sort of kind of focused on the games at this point?
I'm keeping an eye on the road.
I'll get bored watching chess, so I'll look around.
I'm
Would it
backed
be
out of the
possible
game.
to, if we're walking, keep up with the carts or no?
You are sitting in the carts.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, you would have to probably maintain a fairly steady jog.
Okay, yeah, never mind. I was gonna say
Because
he'd like
each-
stretch his
I was
legs, but
going
never
to
mind.
say each cart is being pulled by 2 horses,
Okay.
and they're like not like horses. They are like not like war horses, but they are like draft horses.
Okay.
Carts.
And yeah, I'm not paying attention.
All right, so
Playing
make a perception check. Make a perception check.
Alright.
You roll better today.
I would just get out my Tinker's kit and do upkeep
14.
on my spear stuff, whatever you want to call it.
What did you say?
14.
15.
Then no, you don't notice anything in particular as you approach the buildings and kind of start to creep up on them and move over additional hills. You two have your game of Dragon's Chess.
Every time I make a move, I'm like, checkmate, correct?
Make a
Oh,
each of you roll an intelligence check for me. See how we do this.
where's my intelligence? 17.
Higher than me.
Wow.
Alright, so the game appears to be kind of even at first, though after probably 10 or 15 moves, Fen starts to gain the obvious advantage.
Checkmate now.
And as the game finishes, you kind of hear from the cart directly behind you the sound of sort of a dagger being drawn from a sheath that sort of and then like it's hard to even describe, like a noise of impact of
Like
steel of steel on flesh, followed by some gurgling. And as you kind of look back, you see the one person who is guiding one of the horses is holding the grip of a dagger that appears to be lodged directly into the other person's throat.
Oh.
As he kind of gurgles on blood before ripping it out and sort of pushing him off the cart onto the side of the road. And he kind of turns around to you guys and kind of drops the dagger, pulls from the side of the cart, pulls a scimitar that was sitting next to him and kind of twirls it once in his hand before kind of just smirking at all of you.
Checkmate. Zombie burst.
I just like to put out there that I wrote stabbled instead of stabbed.
Can I blast him with sunshine?
Sure. Make an attack roll before he gets to do his actions.
17 plus 6 to hit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
That's 23. Look at you.
You're very good at math. Hold on. Do I add anything, or is it just a straight
I don't
D10?
know.
It's just a straight D10 unless you have that. No,
you
you
know
don't
how
have
much
that
he hates
on.
everyone?
No, I don't. So wait,
Have
I'll
that,
use the D10 that doesn't have 0.
What are they called for Warlocks? Invocations?
8 points of force
But
damage.
was.
All right. So as he is like kind of grinning at all of you, Fen blasts. What color is your sunbeam burst?
It's like
Orange?
a bright orangey color.
Fen blasts like some orange, eldritch looking energy straight into this person that kind of impacts their chest, not going all the way through, but as it does, they sort of like cough, a bit of blood gathering around the corners of their mouth before they once again look up, still smiling, and kind of like point the sword at you before gesturing. Point the sword at you before gesturing to one side, like kind of gesturing left towards one of the ruined buildings, and then gesturing towards the other ruined building. No one is looking at these buildings, I guess.
I'm assuming that a bunch of people are gonna come
I'll look
out
at
of
the one on
buildings.
the right.
The one on the right,
I keep my eyes trained on him.
You see like a couple of figures kind of like making their way kind of in the top part of the building to the right. You see one with 2 with swords and another one with appears to have a bow of some kind.
And the left?
The left appears to have another one with a sword, as well as someone kind of grinning, wearing like a mask that's covering the top part of their face, since they're only probably maybe 60 feet off the road. A mask covering part of the face, holding a staff that's kind of glowing with energy.
So, have all the other men been taken out, or just the one?
Just the one. The one that he was
So how
sitting
many
next
are there
to.
in total?
There's 3 in the one building, there's 2 in the other building, and there's the one standing directly in front of you. And with that, we are going to move to take our first break. Our only break of the night. Because when we come back, we will be rolling for initiative.
Yes.
Also gives me time to set up the combat map. So we will see all of you in 15 minutes. Is that how long our breaks are?
Yes.
Yes.
We'll see all of you in 15 minutes. Stay.
Bye.
All right, and we are back from our break and ready to roll some initiative. So, without further ado, everybody roll up.
No.
So 16 or 15?
16.
Ash,
Where's my
do
initiative?
the thing that I did with
Oh, there
your
it
hand.
is.
So put your hand in front of the map and then slowly bring it down. Now you gotta be like up to it.
So is that a 16 that I rolled?
Yes.
Okay.
I think everyone rolled bad initiative.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
I rolled horrible initiative.
I rolled really well,
That
which
is all right.
bad.
For the enemies, that is 2 natural ones in a row for initiative. And a
I
2.
feel like the
Perfect.
healer shouldn't go first.
No, it's honestly oftentimes better for the healers not to go first.
Yeah.
Well, you can always hold your action.
Guys, you gotta get first. You gotta get. Fuck. You gotta get hurt first.
You gotta get first.
Hurt.
Gotta go
No, I'm just
fast.
stopping to waste the first one.
You gotta get first. Or...
You ain't first or last.
I was. That
Are we
was
stuck on Sonic songs still?
Never mind. None of you guys are getting healed tonight.
I didn't say a word.
It's okay, I took a level.
Except for Arwen.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Ah!
All right, so 25 to 20.
Lol.
It's a little early in the campaign for a TPK. I guess someone else will TM. 20 to 15.
Oh, you're shitting me.
Wait, 20 to 15. You're saying 20 to 15? What'd you get?
16.
Fuck off. 17.
Really?
Yes!
That loud?
What?
Nothing.
I don't want to go first.
Just hold your action.
To after she goes.
Okay.
Kai with a 17. T with a 16. 15 to 10.
Oh.
12.
11.
10.
Oh, God.
If only we had someone else that got 15.
Excuse me.
Did Gav or Cat get 15?
No.
No. My clip fell off. Oh no.
That's in a sec.
Don't mind.
Sorry.
Liz didn't have the mic on at all.
That is alright. I have not said anything important yet.
Well?
Does everyone else have them on?
Yes.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On the plus side, though, I'm
I see
learning
the cord
from
on my door.
previous experiences. I took my DM screen away, so I don't have to constantly stand up now for battles. Hooray!
Yay.
Oh no.
We have technology.
Alright, Arwen with a 12.
Fendi an 11.
And
Fend 11.
Syl with a 10.
Mhm.
I was thinking of how to do that in my head too. It just didn't work.
Didn't work.
11.
I was gonna say that.
I'm just thinking 11s is
Alright, so going right into battle. Top of the round is actually Cat, since none of you
Oh,
could
good.
roll for shit with initiative.
I did good.
Cat is just going to kind of stand up from her seat and kind of like look to one building, look to the other building, and just kind of give a deep resigned before pulling her thunder gun from her back and just taking aim at the bandit directly in front of her and firing. I'm gonna have to look at that. I know that hits. That's approximately 1 million to hit.
Just 8 million?
Just a single million. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
We expected better.
And that is enough damage because Fen already blasted him with the Sunshine Special Unicorn Rainbow Beam.
Yes.
So to start the fight, after giving the resigned sort of sigh, she just takes the thunder gun off her back, kind of takes aim, fires, hits the bandit probably, I'd say almost like directly in the chest. And after the smoke clears, after like a few seconds, it seems to have just this part of his body just sort of severed and disintegrated that, and just both arms sort of fall off to the side. The torso and legs just sort of kind of dropping lifelessly there. As with that, she kind of like turns back to face this way. Anyone watching this happen would just sort of turn back with a sort of like a grin and just reloading and just like kind of staring off into the distance again.
Good job.
Shrubs. Oh man, that's such big dick
Sunshine,
energy.
Rainbow Unicorn.
Ha! I just found the iron.
You called the shrub.
Ah!
Don't do
Sunshine
this.
burst.
Da-da-da-da.
Don't start this. All right, so ending her turn, that's going to bring us to the bandit captain. She is going to move out. That is going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30
Oh no,
feet.
he's getting closer.
Indeed.
And actually, no, it's going to use his action to dash. 5, 10,
Hello there.
15, 20.
Hello.
It's going to come into combat range with Arwen. That will end his turn. That brings us to Kai.
It sure does. You know what?
Fighting or seducing, which are you doing?
I'm not a bard. That's your job. Let's see. I could hold my action, but I also could attempt to redeem myself.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Is it the return of the guiding bolt?
It is the return of the guiding bolt, Miss DM. So we're gonna do that.
All right, and I'm assuming that you're aiming for the bandit captain that is since initiated combat with Arwen, or are you aiming at someone else? I believe
What's
it's
the
a
range on
of
that?
120 feet. So I don't
If
know.
you see it, you can hit it.
Yeah, I don't know that there's anyone you currently can't aim for on this map.
I guess because it's a ranged attack, I might as well use, it as a ranged attack. So I'm gonna aim for the one that's like running out of the building.
Got you. The bandit that is running out of the building.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
I need this so Kat can't make fun of him anymore.
It's a lot of pressure rolling on this roll. Go for it.
Cosmically average.
16 to hit.
That'll hit. All right, that is 46.
Anyway, can I borrow 2d6?
If you must.
I got you.
All the good ones, yes. Thank you.
Would somebody like to grab that d20 out of there for me?
Thank you.
You got a 6.
That's a 10.
14. So,
Would you like
God,
to
what does
for
Guiding
you?
Bolt look like?
Guiding bolt? So it's essentially just 4 bolts of radiant energy that you're shooting. But as far as like color and sort of like general makeup of them, why don't you describe to us what they look like? Because they can look like whatever you would like them to.
Huh. Okay. So before I do it, I'll kind of like look back at Kat, give her like a watch this look, turn back around, and I'll stretch out my staff and shoot I guess 4 like, ooh, let's make it spicy. Let's do gold bolts, like shimmering gold bolts. I keep almost saying boats. Bolts
on
that
boats.
fly out really fast and they strike him and there's just a burst of really bright gold light.
Alright, so they hit him in an intense cold light. There's almost sort of like a sparkle and a dazzle as the first one pounds in, the second one, the third one, and as the fourth one pounds in, it kind of catches him right in the shoulder, and it sort of almost disappears into him and reappears out the back of him in like a burst of light as though it goes almost all the way through the shoulder, blood kind of splattering up against the pillar at the corner of the building there as he kind of like takes a step like a couple steps back before he himself like hits the pillar, and he just sort of like has to almost use the scimitar that he's holding to kind of like balance himself on the ground as he's like coughing up blood. He looks like he is hanging on to life by a thread, and from behind you, you hear the voice of Kat just go, "Whew, so close, but not bad."
Before she says that, like right after I do that, I'll like spin my staff in my hand and then kind of like thunk it against the floor of the cart. But then when she says that, I'm just like, also, where are my dice?
All right, anything else you would like to do with your turn?
Trying to think if any of my spells are bonus action.
You already cast a spell this turn, so you would have to use another spell. But you also do have movement if you would like, because you all currently are standing in a cart.
Right. Well, I'm gonna move kind of more into the center of the group, so I'm not just like on the outside.
Yeah, so I can say about 5 feet of movement puts you there.
Yeah, that's good.
Beautiful. All right. Ending your turn, that brings us to T.
Do any of them have metal armor?
No. It appears that the one with the staff is not wearing any kind of armor, and everyone else is all wearing some fashion of leathers.
All right. I believe I can get right in front of that one.
And this one? Yes, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Yes.
No, I'm just gonna try and hit it with my staff.
All right, go ahead and make an attack.
That's not bad. 19.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. That is a D8, I believe.
Yes. 8.
8 total points of damage.
Yes.
Kind of swing down, kind of cutting across from shoulder to hip. Probably about 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep as it kind of like digs past his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like takes a step back, readies his scimitar to guard.
Bonus action, flurry of blows.
Spend a key point and go for it.
Okay.
We live next to a water.
13.
13. That will just barely hit.
Do you want me to roll the damage for that one first or roll the second one first?
You can roll the damage first. That is a D4 plus your.
Is your name in the building?
No. Just outside.
7.
All right. You, after bringing the staff down, you kind of like bring a leg up and sort of like plant your foot directly into his chest, kind of kicking him back into the building. He sort of almost like bounces off your foot, bounces off the stone, and kind of like lands back on his feet, just barely. He's hanging on by a thread as you roll your final
We are
attack.
wrecking this.
Unnatural 20.
That'll definitely hit.
8.
8. So after kind of like doing that with your foot, you kind of almost like plant your staff in the ground, sort of spear side down, sort of sticking it there. As he's coming back towards you, sort of kind of like duck down, sort of gathering any sort of momentum you have and sort of push up, kind of clocking right across the jaw with such force and intensity that as his like head snaps to the side, you can feel his neck just break.
Ooh.
As his head turns, and as you hear the crack, his body just goes limp. As soon as you leave your hand go, it just kind of drops dead to the ground.
And was that 14 movement to
That
get
was
there?
45 feet of movement to get there. It would, if you could get there in 40 feet technically, but that would put you in his attack of opportunity range. And I figured you wanted to avoid that.
Yes.
All right. So, anything else for your turn? No, that's your action, bonus action, and movements. You are done. I do believe. Correct?
Oh wait, I was in the
You
square.
were here.
There. Oh,
So
okay.
it would have been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I forget exactly how I did
Yeah.
it, but the
No, yeah,
closest
you're
I could
good.
get you there was 45.
Nope, that'll be it.
All right. So ending T's turn, that's going to bring us to Arwen.
Cool. So there's a guy coming at me now.
Yes, there is a man standing directly in front of you, wearing studded leather armors, holding a scimitar in one hand and a dagger in the other hand.
That's super cool. I'm gonna shove two of my daggers into his eyes.
Oh.
Go ahead and roll your attack.
Natural 20.
Oh!
That'll absolutely hit. Go ahead and roll damage for that first attack.
Hella.
That is, you said your daggers?
Yes.
That is a D4.
What if I grab the D6 for some reason? What am I doing?
Those would be your short swords, but yeah. So go ahead and roll your dice.
What is it?
3.
3. 6.
Yeah. So
That's
double
not
double
bad.
double that to
6.
6 for the critical hit, plus
Nice.
your dex, so plus your extra bonus damage.
That should just
So
3.
9.
be the
So
3.
nine total damage. Yeah.
Nice.
So you don't quite gouge it all the way into his eye, but very reminiscent to your session 0. You kind of slice right up across his face. So sort of like backs away, almost getting out of the way, but you kind of like cut maybe like half an inch into the cheek, across the bridge of the nose, and then up the forehead. As he like kind of gets out of range, he's now like has blood kind of like slowly pooling down his face. He's just glaring at you.
That would be a rad
Making-
scar if he was gonna make it out of this live.
All right, you're taking your second attack then. So using your bonus action to attack with the other dagger.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll another attack.
Do it again. That's not bad.
Do it again.
It's a 14 plus 5 to hit, so it's a 19.
That'll absolutely hit. So roll me another d4. This one you do not add the +3 to, I believe, because you need a feat or a fighting style.
I
for
thought
that.
you don't add your proficiency bonus to the roll.
You still add your
Yeah.
proficiency bonus. You
But-
don't add dex to your damage.
There, yeah, sorry, I get the numbers confused.
Yes, I'm almost positive that's what it is.
Yeah, I just know that you take one modifier away since like you're not
Yes.
proficient unless you have like the skill or
So
whatever.
2 more points of damage.
2.
It's better than none.
Alright, yeah. So he kind of, as he kind of backs away, you kind of like go for the arm that has the dagger in it, and he kind of deflects it, but the way he deflects it sort of bounces off the dagger and sort of cuts his arm a little bit. He's still kind of squaring off with you. He doesn't look super hurt yet, but you've definitely got his attention, and definitely did at least a little bit of damage. Alright, anything else for your turn? That is your action, your bonus action used.
Can I yell a little bit like, hey, he's bigger than I am?
Lovely
That's-
song.
So yeah, you keep hearing a sing-songy sort of voice, Arwen, asking for help.
He's bigger than I am.
Alright, so ending Arwen's turn, it's going to bring us to Gab. Sorry, Gab rolled like also a 12, so kind of right in the middle there.
Well, I hope Gaby has a good time. This looks like baby with a G. Oh, that's
What?
I spelled her name wrong in my notebook.
I thought you said baby, and I was really confused.
Don't put baby in the corner.
You need to go to the corner for
Fuck
that.
an obsessed.
Kind of. No one's been hurt yet, so.
Surprise.
She handled that one. What is she gonna do? Probably won't do that unless she has to, so she is going to. Kind of make her way 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, that's it, 10, 15, 20,
Bless her.
puts her in range for that as she once again gets her focus out and sort of grabbing a card at random and just sort of side arm flinging it towards the person on top of the building with the bow. That's a natural 20. So
Hey.
she absolutely hits him. Doing lordy, lordy, lordy. A whole lot of damage. So that is 4 plus 4 plus 4. Dealing 12 points of damage. Sorry, math just got really, really difficult there for a second. It was like 16 minus 12 was 16 minus 12.
3.
Alright.
8.
But yeah, sort
4.
of flings the card. It's sort of like in the blink of an eye traveling, catching the archer right in the chest, sort of knocking them back onto one foot, almost falling off the building before they catch themselves. Blood already like pooling You can't really see the wound because the card just sort of disappeared right into where like the center of where their armor was, but you can already see the blood starting to like pool around the pieces of the armor where like skin and clothing are exposed. Yeah, so there's definitely an opening underneath, but it seems to almost bypass the defenses and sort of go directly to harm the person.
Like it went right through the armor and
into the person. Yeah, it's caused. It's definitely a very arcane ability in nature. So that ends her turn and brings us to Fen. What you doing?
I'm gonna hop down off the cart. Can I see this person?
Yeah, but they definitely appear to have a little bit of cover.
No problem. So I'm here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Gonna point at him and go, "You!" and Hexblade's curse him.
Go for it. That is your bonus action. Yes.
Yes. And then
Also
my
sorcerer-like.
action.
It's all sorcerer like.
You guys don't know what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna sunbeam blast this guy.
Oh, the other guy.
Yeah.
All right. So you have advantage on that attack roll because the last thing he was hit with was the guiding bolt hit by Kai, which gives you advantage on your next attack.
oh, actually,
Yes.
Oh, it's radical.
Yes. It's one of the. It does a whole lot
That
of
didn't
damage.
count. I
so-
slipped. So I got 11, and then the next one is 17 plus 6 to hit, which I'm assuming hits.
Absolutely, yeah.
23.
72.
Yeah. He also
76.
I was about to say you can roll if you would like to. That said, he has 1 hit point remaining, so as long as you roll at least a 1,
3.
that'll
Hey,
that'll
overkill.
certainly do it.
Can I have it so that he's opening his mouth in pain and it goes straight through his mouth?
Absolutely. So it just sort of goes straight into his mouth.
So he's
You
like,
just see-
ah!
you can just see blood and other body matter kind of explode out the back of his head as he just sort of like it almost like slams his head against the stone as he just like hits it. You hear like the loud like the impact followed by his body just dropping
I'm like,
to the ground.
I'm disgusted yet invigorated.
It's
Tossing
like
that.
real nasty fireworks.
Oh, is it pulsing again?
We good?
Beautiful. Glad we have fixes for all of this. All right, so
And that's
We're like beauty gurus, you guys, so we gotta
That is-
focus it with our
that
hands.
is your turn. I will say, since you are focused on this, since you just attacked him,
Yes.
as Fen points to the other spellcaster and says, "You," you see like the shadows caused by the building from the afternoon sun sort of seem to coalesce and like wrap themselves around his body in like an uncomfortable fashion. So it kind of like tries to take a step back away from it before kind of like there's a recognition in his eyes. And then after you kill the first one, you kind of like look back to him and he's just looking at you with a smile on his face.
Oh, I don't like that he's smiling.
So he got hit by this thing and then he's smiling?
The shadows seem to coalesce around his body, and he seemed to be like put off for a second before there was a look of recognition in his eyes, and he is now like just staring down at Fen, like
Fen
a
has it.
shit-eating grin on his face.
Fen's okay.
Oh.
All right, so that ends your turn and brings us to Syl.
Oh, it's okay. I was having fun just watching.
He just
I
says,
was I was about to say, in case you haven't noticed, there's only one enemy who's taken a turn so far.
So I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to again take off my glove, bite my thumb, drawing blood as I'm going to cast Bane onto the archer and to the captain.
All right, they will. What kind of saving throw is that again?
Charisma.
Charisma. All right, so for the first one, that is
Looking at your 19 charisma.
that is a 17 from the captain,
That's a pass.
and that is a 19 from the archer.
That's a pass, unfortunately. But then I'll take
Both rolled well, unfortunately.
Bardic Inspiration to T, just to quickly finish off that archer.
All right, you have a d6 that you can use for attack rolls.
Yes,
Skill
attack
checks,
rolls, skill checks, saving
saving
throws.
And that is a d6. You have that for 10 minutes. So approximately 100 rounds of combat.
Nice.
forever.
It's from the reinforcement show off. What? Alright, so does that end your turn?
Yep.
Alright, that moves us to the spellcaster's turn.
Oh, that's why he smiled.
Who did you cast Bane on? Pat, the bandit captain, and who?
I hope he doesn't Hexblades curse me back.
And who?
It didn't work.
That'd be funny.
Oh, who didn't it work on?
They passed their
Aw.
saving throws.
Sucks for you.
I already wrote this stuff down.
Possibly sucks for me.
Way to be optimistic.
Ah.
Though it does tell me that they probably have good charisma stats.
I saved it. I wrote, but it fails.
All right, so the he is going to sort of like look at you, still smiling, and kind of like point his staff towards you as bits of a familiar eldritch energy begin to gather at the tip of his staff.
Oh, I'm pretty close to that.
But it looks very similar to the magic that you yourself possess.
His sunshine
Similar religiously or similar arcanely?
Similar arcanely, like
Oh, okay, fine.
like not necessarily the same, not necessarily from the same person, but
Same vein of school of magic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
he is going to.
Is his
Pass.
cloudy marshmallow unicorn beam?
Oh my
Yes.
god, his one's sad.
Actually, so he is going to cast a Scorching Ray, sending 2 blasts at you and 1 blast at Kai.
How many rays he got?
Crumb.
Scorching Ray is 3 rays.
Oh shit. Are you trying to say crumb but you have a cold?
Victor Crumb.
All right, so that is going to be a 21 to hit with the first ray against you,
Yeah.
and a 19 to hit with the second ray against
For
you,
me?
Kai. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Are you dead?
I rolled 18,
What?
16, 18.
now?
Not yet.
It's gonna hit.
Yeah.
All right, so damage to you. That is going to be 7 points of fire damage from the first ray,
Okay.
and 7 points of fire damage from the second ray.
Ah! Oh,
How
wait.
are you looking?
Hold on.
Between a 1 and 100.
So 14 points of damage total. As one kind of strikes you in
Let's
the
just
chest.
say I
the
know how
second-
to count to 3 in Spanish.
So one sort of strikes you right in the chest, the other one kind of strikes you in the stomach.
What does that mean?
Your cloak is definitely starting to start not anything to harm you, but definitely like burning a bit at the fringes, and it's definitely left 2 scorch marks on your breastplate armor.
How you looking?
How are you looking?
I look like I can count to 3.
Why not, but like a physical description.
I look like shit.
So you can just get absolutely decimated by fire as Kai, third
Could
bolt
use
strikes
a
its way
little
towards
help
you,
here.
and that is also 7 points of damage. As it kind of strikes you right in the chest.
You're alive.
This is one lucky champ.
Is that 7 altogether? Or
7
was that
altogether.
the first one? Woohoo.
You only got hit by 1. You only has 3 rays.
Oh,
You sent
right.
2 towards Fen and 1 towards you. So you kind of like catch it right in the chest. It sort of like catches your robes on fire for a bit. You're able to cut them out, but there's definitely some char marks in front of your robes where it hit you.
Wait, now I can go shopping.
Isn't
Isn't Kat still wearing your robe? She never gave it back. It was
The
never
coat,
specified.
the coat, but like Kai still has clothes on.
Oh, I thought you said his robe.
Thank God.
Under
No,
now.
like his overcoat is what he gave the cat.
Yes.
I'll describe. He's wearing like one of those like flowy,
Kind of like
shirts.
tunic, yeah.
I know, I drew it.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at you, but I'm describing it to everybody just in case. But it's got long sleeves. You didn't draw the sleeves, huh?
I did. Just a different kind.
Yeah, but you didn't get to see the shirt under it. Anyway. So I'll pat the fire out.
Welcome.
Welcome to Unlucky Few, where we argue about our character's clothes.
They're important to him.
Yeah, you can't see
The
Fenby's
artists who
song.
created them.
Alright, so at the end of the Warlock's turn, we are moving towards the Scout. Whew. The Scout does not like her options currently.
She can surrender.
Actually, no. The Scout is going to peer down at T and just sort of like a smirk on her face as blood kind of runs from the corners of her mouth as she has already been struck by Gav. Just sort of grins at you and in Thieves' Cant says, "I've heard about you."
Interesting.
and she is going to make 2 longbow attacks against you.
Isn't that very close?
You are 5, 10, 15 feet away from her, because the building's 10 feet tall and she is on top of it.
Okay.
I'm not going to calculate the a squared plus b squared equals c squared distance, because fuck Pythagoras.
He's somewhere. He's just like somebody wants to at least.
I mean, it's
He's
What is it,
rolling
10
over
and
in
5?
grave.
yeah. So it's 25 plus 100 is 120. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. That's
That's not 120 feet. I can tell you
no.
that.
It's 125. What's the square root of 125? Well, the square root of
25.
11 is 121. So a little bit more than 11 feet away. They're a little bit more than 11 feet away from you at the diagonal. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
I did the math.
My question was, isn't longbows at a disadvantage if you're too close?
Within 5 feet.
Okay.
So you are not within 5 feet. So they are going to
Just
take
like
2
when you're
shots regardless.
Like when you're playing generic Nordic video game and the wolves are too close.
That is going
Not
to
name
be
dropping.
a
Generic sort of.
17 to hit.
Nope.
And
She sure is 25 feet.
19 to hit.
Yeah.
So you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As she kind of fires and it kind of like only 8 points of damage. She kind of was aiming for the chest, but after you dodge the first one, she kind of hits the second one kind of into your upper leg, kind of sinks into your thigh 3 or 4 inches. Definitely hurts, but with that, she is going to
Fall off the building and die. Oh no!
That was trash.
She's like, you can't kill me if I.
You can't kill me if I do it first.
5, 10.
Don't worry, guys. I can hit her from where I am. I'm just 20 feet. Sunbeam burst.
And she'll kind of like slowly move to the back of the building, still bleeding fairly badly. That will end
Take it
her
back,
turn.
Mario.
That brings us to the bandits. You have already killed all 3 of them already, so they don't get a turn. And that brings us back to the top of the round with Cat.
Get it.
Yes,
He's alive.
that
He's
that
a
is
different
not a
thing.
regular bandit.
That's a captain.
He is,
Capitan.
he
Okay.
is special initiative. No, for the other 3, I
Usual.
literally rolled. They were different initiatives because they all have different dex bonuses. But I rolled his and it was really good. And then for the other 3, I was like, for the bandits, nat 1. For the scout, nat 1. For the warlock, nat 1. All right, we're done.
Where's the warlock nat one that
Scorching ray
Scorching ray.
attack. Yeah, no, they've been rolling really well to hit.
I got you.
please.
So Kat is going to
Kyle, use help me attack.
turn around and see the bandit.
Use
and
kissing up attack.
Oh my god, shoot him right in the head, point blank.
she's actually going to take a page out of the She's honestly not. It's not that she's not intelligent, but in battle she wants to help friends. So she is going to rush up by your side
Oh my
in melee
God.
range, and taking a page from what she did at your session 0 is going to kind of like look down at her gun, see that it's loaded, but decide better of it, and just run in and just try and just swing wildly with it, attempting to hit him with it.
That's my girl.
There's just a spear attached to the end of her gun.
Thank you. Maybe
No,
that's
She has
a
a
good
fucking,
idea.
I was
what
going
do
to
you
say
call
no.
it?
There's a barrel. It's about probably 3 feet long. It is solid steel.
It's a big
It'd just be funny
gun.
if there was a whole spear attached to the end of it.
Oh god, what's that called? The thing at the end?
It's a
Yeah,
hefty
bayonet.
piece of metal.
I mean, yeah, it's blunt. It's gonna hurt
You
regardless.
rolled and then laughed. I'm a little
Ouch.
concerned.
No, it's a 16 to hit, so it's gonna hit, and that's an improvised weapon. So it is only 3 points of damage.
What?
It's adding. She's not very strong.
Oh.
She's better at range, but she just wants to try and help a friend. But you two are like glaring at each other, and then all of a sudden you just see like an orange blur next to you. Before just like her wildly swinging her gun and connecting with the side of his head and just ting as it like catches him in the temple, and he just kind of like backs away for a second,
Like a
looks at.
gong.
As I was about to say, just kind of like looks over at her, and she's just kind of like now has this gun in her hand. She's just sort of holding like an oversized billy club, and he's just kind of like looking more bewildered than anything. He's just like,
Still match the tone.
Harmony.
all right, so
I love that.
that is going to end her turn. That brings us to his turn.
Oh!
He's just going to like
God.
stare at her for a second before just being like, "Are you?" And then kind of like looking at her and then looking at you, and then kind of eyes go up to the ears now that he's kind of had a chance to look at you a bit. And just as he does that, just, oh, you're the one we want. Before he goes in swinging.
Boy, what?
Cryptic messages, maybe you'll find out them later.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Or you could just kill it.
Kill him.
Alright, so he's going
Kill
to
him.
swing twice with his scimitar, once with his dagger. First roll, that is going to be 15 to hit.
Barely.
Barely.
No.
Only a d6. That is going to be 6 points of slashing damage.
That's not too bad, chum.
That is going to be a 16 to hit.
I have.
That is going to be 7 points of slashing damage.
I did my math very wrong.
Watching you erase the double digits and replace it with one made me sad.
I know.
And
Yes.
for, the,
That's a
for the
move.
dagger attack, that is going to be 17 to hit.
Oh,
Thanks.
oh, brace for impact.
That is, oof. That is 7 points of piercing
Oh.
damage.
I'm down, you guys.
No!
First kill!
You're not dead. You're
Yeah,
just
you're
down.
not dead.
Still got your death save.
You're
to
just
make.
taking a nap.
A dirt nap.
No, he's in the cart.
But he kind of
cart nap.
slashes you twice across the chest before using the dagger to just kind of pierce you across the side, the pain kind of searing through you. As he pulls it out, your vision just kind of goes blurry black as you fall to the ground. As you do that, he kind of like kneels down next to, all of you would see him kneel down next to Arwen, almost as if he is like preparing to like scoop them up. So that is going to end his turn. That brings us to Kai.
Fendi and my guy, you're gonna have to wait a hot sec.
Oh my god, you went 2 people down!
Which
I can heal as well.
Hey,
You won't sit though! I'll kind of look between them like, oh shit.
it's your turn to shine. Come
You
on.
have a Fendian and you have a rat boy. You drop them. Which one do you grab?
Fendi and a rat
So-
boy.
I forgot his name for a second.
So they're both tied to the train tracks. The train.
I'm Spider-Man and I can save Mary Jane with a train full of people!
Or you could snap her back as you drop her.
I can do what?
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, ouch! Right to the heart.
Do whatever you think Kai would do. Unless Kai also doesn't know what he's gonna do.
I
Please.
just started going, ah!
He picks the neutral option and bleeds.
Oh fuck. Can I I hate this!
Yeah.
Should've signed up for this shit!
You guys about to say, you remember how every single campaign that we're a PC in, either Pat and I played the healer? Yeah, welcome to hell, bitch. Population you.
I don't even remember those campaigns!
It's been a while.
Well, but it did the last 2 campaigns we played.
Okay, alright, I can do this. I can do this.
Don't make me bring miles back.
Oh man.
That's a funny way to say Flint.
The
So what are you
pioneers
doing?
used to ride these babies for
Crying.
Come on, in your choice. You got 10 seconds. What are you doing?
No!
Yes. You
10,
need to keep moving this along.
9.
I volley myself over the side of the cart and I run to Fendi and I'm sorry. You
You're
can
gonna let
cast
me get
spells.
got? You're gonna let me get got?
Yes! It'll bring you into backstory. It's for the
So
good.
how close do you need to move to me?
You moving within touching range?
Yes. So I
10,
volley myself
15,
over the side
20.
and then I kind of like book it towards you. Tag. No.
Are you casting on Cure Wounds?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my hand on your. Wait.
Put your
Which one
head
is more?
on my shoulder.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
put my.
really was expecting like
Whisper
left
in
buttock
my
or
ear.
something.
What? I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder, and cast Cure Wounds.
Alright, so roll, that is a
1d8.
D8 plus your spell modifier.
Oh god, please max roll.
So it's a D8 plus 4, I do believe.
No.
Yes, not
Plus
your spell,
6.
not your spell
Oh.
attack bonus, your spell modifier bonus. So it is your wisdom modifier.
That's still
Plus
pretty
6.
good.
Not
Your
unless
wisdom
you have 20
modifier should not be plus 6.
Not unless you have 22 wisdom.
I thought-
Your Your modifier,
Oh.
not your spell attack.
Ah!
Oh
That is
boy.
5 points of healing.
It's better than nothing.
Though
I also forgot I had stuff to add to it, so I was like, what?
that you get that right? Choose the healing spell.
Yeah, so then my lovely Shield of Glimmering Faith is gonna pop up because I casted a spell that didn't deal damage. So there's that. Yay me.
How many points do you get from that again?
Sorry.
The HP equals the level of spell casting plus wisdom, so
1 plus wisdom.
okay, so 5. So it's clear when I go to heal you that I'm pretty panicked. But I heal you and I'm just like, are you okay?
The shield pops up around you.
Ugh,
Anything
I
else
feel
in your
better.
turn, or is that going to be it? It is your movement and your action. I do not believe you have anything you can do as a bonus action at the moment.
Yeah,
Since you
I'll
cast a spell.
just stay there then.
Right, and that is also your second spell slot used.
Right. Does a reaction
Alright, sorry about that. We were able to fix it more quickly than usual, but going back. Alright, so you have your Shield of Glimmering Faith up now. That ends your turn because I don't think there's anything else you can do. So that is going to bring us to T.
Yeah.
You can easily get to her.
How is the building like cut in half, or is there like an actual second floor? Or...
There's not a second floor. She is kind of standing on like the ledge of the building.
Okay.
She's like standing on top of the 10-foot walls of the building.
Did you climb that, bro?
How high is someone's normal jump distance?
Not 10 feet.
Not 10 feet. You could try and like parkour off of the
Well, I can double my jump distance, which is why I'm asking how high it should be.
Isn't it like the strength modifier?
Yeah, I believe it's your strength modifier in feet. Is your total vertical jump distance.
So 1 foot.
No.
So double to 2. That said, since you're a monk, I would allow you to sort of like almost like run up the wall for a brief period before jumping up and sort of pulling yourself up. If you would like to try that.
I want to try and grapple her. Fuck it, yeah, I'll try that then. What, just a acrobatics check?
Yes.
If it's bad, you can also add that d6.
That was a natural 20. So.
Nice.
Ooh.
Alright, so you spend 5, 10, 15 feet of movement, kind of like almost flawlessly, kind of like take your right foot lands on the building, you push off, your left foot lands on the building, probably about 4 or 5 feet up now. You kind of push up, your fingers sort of just gracing the ledge. As in one smooth motion, you're able to pull up and sort of do like a front somersault right onto the ledge of the building, kind of landing there smoothly, staff still in hand, as you look up and see her now 10 feet away from her, her face kind of paling at the fact that like, oh shit, I didn't think you could do that.
If I ask her a question, she can't answer until her turn, right?
Always not unconscious.
I would allow her to answer now if that's what you're going for, just because I don't want it to totally screw you over in terms of her actions dealing damage to you.
How have you heard about me?
Oof. She's going to be. Actually, make an intimidation check.
Again, you can use that d6 if you like.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use it. 16.
16? Nice. Alright, higher than her, so a little bit shaking, she's going to be like, you ran into Rain in town. The tiefling?
Oh, the...
Wow. Tell me how you really feel about it.
He's obviously happy.
I'm just annoyed now, and I'm going to... I guess... Do I still have an action then?
I'll take it was tough.
Yeah, I would say and and pulling yourself up and asking the question and everything, that was your bonus action. You still have your action.
Cut her
Like
head
I
off.
can deduce that was the guy from the alley, right? Yeah. All right. I'm
Ooh.
gonna try and go at her with my thing. Yep.
Staff?
Yeah.
Oh,
You just
She's
shut
down.
down.
Roll the
you
hit.
scared her.
She spooked.
Natural 20.
I was gonna say
Oh.
that's 20.
Never
Go
mind.
ahead and roll damage.
Is that a 9?
What did you
Oh wait,
roll?
this is D8. There's no 9 on there.
So that would be 12 plus 7. It would be 17 total.
Yeah, that's enough.
Can you guys like get it in the box?
She's dead.
Ash is patiently waiting.
I'm patiently waiting.
Be careful.
I will.
So yeah, that's enough damage.
Oh.
No.
Knew that was going to happen as soon as
Yeah,
you.
me
as soon
too,
as
but
you
it's
went through
okay.
that.
I just imagine T just like very deeply sighs, swirls their staff around, and just decapitates her.
Yeah, her body just sort of falls limp back into the building.
If
Her
you
head
really- if
falls
you really
outside, her
wanna,
body
like, do a
falls
power
inside.
move, you take your head and then you like bat it back at that guy. Here's your trash.
All right, so that ends your
See
turn.
you, Rick.
Guys, I'm getting stolen.
You're
No.
fine. It's fine. You want
That was 25 or 30 movement.
it
was 15
15,
up
12,
there.
25 movement.
So you can get back down.
Yeah, can I like go over and back down? Like
Like
where-
here.
Yeah.
These are 25, 30, 35. Make another acrobatics check. Because this is a 10-foot fall.
Splat.
15.
15. That's enough. Don't take any damage from this. The rest of your movement kind of to land there. Right, settings. Your turn. That brings us to Arwen. Make a death saving throw, since no one bothered to save you.
Listen.
10.
10. That is a success, correct?
Yep.
All right, so mark 1 success on your
Wait,
death
what's a
saves.
failure then?
1
Less
to
than a
9.
10.
1 through 9.
And if it's a 1,
It's
2 failures.
And if it's a 20,
20.
2 successes.
No, if it's a 20, you automatically get all your successes, and you're at 1 hit point and conscious.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's even better than being stable. All right, so this one successful death save. That is going to bring us to Gab.
Shoot him! Oh my god. Wait, no. I keep getting them confused. Shoot
it's
him! Oh my
Gabby
god.
Gabby.
She gets a tarot card. It turns into a block.
Got this from Glockazar.
The Empress says hello.
Don't bring Glockazar into this.
Actually, that lets her do this once, does it not?
Mm.
It does.
Forgot I drew him as sword Kazaa also. I have that somewhere.
There's
Doesn't
also
it have
Horse
abs?
Kazaa as
Yeah.
well.
A horse Kazaa.
Fancy.
Yeah.
All right,
Is that
so
what his
Gab
horse
is going
claims?
to
That's amazing.
Gab is going
Yes.
to grab a card that is spinning around in her focus, and she's going to throw that at you.
Oh.
The cards are kind of like shimmering with a red magic as she pulled it and threw it at the scout. But as soon as she touches this one, the magic goes from red to green. As she throws it at Arwen, you are
Red light, green light?
healed for 6 points of healing, so you are instantaneously conscious at 6 health, kind of laying on the ground there. And as
Yay. See, you didn't die.
Hooray!
Or get stolen
I was
yet.
downed.
since Audie, you would know the
But
answer to
did
this
you
question. Which bolt? D12 damage, right?
Yes.
1d12. So, you are still
you
on
have
the
to
ground.
spend
You are
your
still
turn.
laying on the ground.
Oh, right.
You're
sorry.
conscious, but looking up at the sky now.
Sorry.
Is it lovely?
I would say Cat sees this, but not important because NPC. You would kind of see this out of the corner of your eye as you're laying there, and then you would both see this. Fen is the only one she told about this, though, so this will be interesting to see how this goes about the kind of magics that she is allowed to learn through her focus. Puts kind of like collapses her focus back down so it stops spinning. The cards kind of drop back in and sort of drops it into its slot before taking the staff off of her back, twirling it twice, and sort of flinging it, fling the end of it towards the bandit captain, casting witch bolts at him.
She's a witch.
It's going to be
The spell,
plus. What is that to hit? What is that to hit?
Good song.
Enough.
I was the guy hex goes.
That is 13 plus 6 is... What is 13 plus 6? 19 to
19.
hit. That'll definitely hit. And Witch Bolt is lightning damage, correct?
Yes.
Hitting him for 12 points of lightning damage as it sort of arcs kind of sideways towards him. And he kind of like looks at the last second. It kind of strikes him in the side of his chest, sort of pushing him back a foot or two as he kind of stumbles. The bolt's kind of like discharging into his body as he kind of like flinches, and his muscles kind of spasm for a couple seconds afterwards as the bolts continue to sort of run their course through him. He definitely looks shaken by that and does not look to currently be in the best standing. No, it's a little bit beaten up. As Gab is now standing there with the staff sort of at the ready. That is going to end her turn and bring us to Fen.
I've been planning this. So
She's been scheming.
I'm gonna look at this warlock, because I'm assuming I can see him through the crumple of the building. I'm gonna go, you're not nice. I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, and this counts. He's 10 feet away from me.
Yes.
Correct. So then I'm going to cast Arms of Hadar, and he has to make a strength save or take 2d6 necrotic damage.
What does that look like?
It's these black tendrils like leak out of his body. Like,
Does the thing you did to him earlier do anything?
I'll add damage to it.
Benjamin becomes Slenderman.
That is going to be 17 minus.
Oh, does he have Bane?
What? No, but he
Oh.
has a negative strength modifier.
Oh!
17 minus 1 is 16.
Darn, he still makes the save, so he'll take,
Half damage?
yeah. So,
Is he still?
yeah, so he takes half damage, and then I'll also add from the Hexblade's Curse my proficiency damage to the roll, so that's 2d6 necrotic. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep forgetting about the dice box.
That's fine.
Totally good. Let's roll
So
for solid
7, 8, 9, 10, so then he
takes
takes
5.
Yeah, he takes 5 points of
Yes.
necrotic damage.
Yes.
and
And then
since-
your Hexblade's Curse.
That I added that
Oh,
to it
gotcha, already.
And then, so I was here.
Yes, you move
5,
5,
10,
10, 15.
15,
Moving backwards.
20, 25. I'm hiding around the corner. Bollocks.
It'd be funny if you killed him though, and then you just like ran around the corner.
But the tendrils are still like around me. And I that's something I don't think he would be able to change the color of, so they just look black and sad and icky.
Gotcha. Alright, so anything else for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
So then Fen's turn, move to Syl.
Question. For
Yes.
this, I can add the die to damage.
Yes, for your feint attack, yes, to damage.
I would like to flank the captain
With Cat, yes.
and do so.
Alright, and it also gives you advantage on the attack, but the advantage is already there, but I will note that you are using a d6 of extra damage if you hit.
Triple advantage. You just win.
Nat 20.
Hey.
That'll certainly hit.
We've got a lot of nat
Can you give
20s.
me my D8 back? I'm
Alright,
sorry,
so
I
you
forgot it.
roll me a d8 and a d6, and you get to double both of them.
Oh, great.
Proud of you.
4 and 7, so that'd be 7 and 4 from the d6.
This is 11, double to 22, plus what?
Plus the 4 from the superiority die, so which would be doubled, so that'd be another 8.
Another 8.
No, because it was 22 and then plus 8.
22, no, not plus 8. 22 plus, what's your dex mod?
Oh, 3. Oh, no, 1, sorry.
1?
So 23.
So 23 points of damage. Alright, cool. How would you like to do this?
So,
Well, first, before you do this, he kind of looks off to, as he sees you approaching, and just kind of like smiles a bit to himself, not thinking you particularly capable looking,
Wow.
and sort of says,
Rough.
good, the other one we were looking for.
so because it's like a feigning attack, so you kind of like, you know, almost like hobble step. So he like hobbles up in front of him, switches rapier, and then stabs in the back of his throat. And with that, he just yanks it out and then taps it against armor to cast healing.
You cannot do that because fainting attack uses
does
bonus
it
action.
Okay, never mind.
Yes.
I was
But
gonna say
still,
Healy boys.
he is very dead, and as you do that, Cat is just sort of like,
I seem to have stumbled. Let me just right myself up.
But since there's no enemies on this side, then I'll use the rest of my movement to stand protectively over Arwen.
Oh.
All right, is that end your turn?
Yes.
All right, so this takes us to the warlock's turn. He is going to move out of the
He's currently out of the range of effect.
Yes. Well, he is going to move around the outside of the building. So
5,
10, 5 feet closer to you,
15.
right there. And sort of kind of surveying over the battlefield and just goes, ugh, pointless. Looks up towards you. Can at least make good on one of the kills. He is going to reach his hand up and he is going to cast Burning Hands at you. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I can imagine that being a weird sight for Arwen. Weakest looking person just
Dice
stands up
box.
and...
There you go.
Oh my god,
What did you roll?
5.
That
Total.
is unfortunately going to fail, and you are going to take 4d6 fire damage since
Oh.
he's casting this at 2nd level.
How much health do you have right now?
8.
Oh, jeez.
It's going to be.
What if she rolls a 1 for all of them?
Got it.
Sixes.
I didn't. That is. Oh god, I hope I didn't kill you outright. It's only if I reduce you to negative whatever your hit point total is, right?
Yes.
Alright, cool. So that is 17 points of fire damage.
Yep, and
I'm
you're
down,
dead.
but I'm not dead. I'm just like, bad show.
The tendrils kind of flare out, and the shadows that were kind of.
Sorry. I just saw the bottom of your mini.
The tendrils sort of kind of flare out and sort of disappear as they hit the ground. The shadows that were coalescing around his body drop. As he is now going to move 15 feet that way.
This way?
He is, as the kids say, getting the fuck out of dodge.
Don't let him leave.
So as he starts to flee, that is going to end his turn. Bring us to the sky. Bring us to Cat. Cat is going to look at Arwen and just kind of look down. You good, kid?
Debatable.
Use a. Ooh, I get to use props since they each have one of these. Kind of take a step past you, and as they step by you, kind of kneel down for a second and hand you a potion of healing.
Yay! Look how cute they are.
Made those myself.
There's rum in there.
I feel better already.
I wish.
If only.
But hands you one as she kind of moves past you. Believe this has a range of 60 feet, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of steps beside Syl, kind of takes a knee, takes aim, and just fires off. Is everything okay?
No, you.
You. Now it's swinging.
As I am really, really glad that we're not going to need the map cam for much longer.
I thought there was a crack in the computer.
That is going to be a 17 to hit, which will hit. He is pretty hurt right now from the damage that you already did to him as he is a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be enough to finish him. So as he is running, she just kind of kneels down, takes her pot shot, it kind of catches him right in the back, and there's like a small explosion as he sort of rolls forward, somersaulting twice before kind of like skittering off to the ground, laying there lifeless. As he is dead, and that will...
Oh.
As that will end initiative with no more enemies in sight.
Laying like this.
Are you feeling okay?
Yes.
Cure wounds, I would imagine.
Is Darius
Yes.
alive?
Yes, Darius was
Okay.
like a couple things back, and as soon as
He's hiding in a cask of
Yeah.
wine.
Hobbit it.
Me flavored
I guess
wine.
like retconning a little bit here, but not anything important. Upon the one helper standing up with his scimitar, he would have yelled to everyone else since they were in cart 2, you guys were in cart 1, and everyone else is sort of behind him. he would have yelled like ambush, get down, as everyone would have kind of like taken cover since they're not. They're here to work. They're not here to fight. That's what you are for.
So, can I run over to Fendian and try again with Cure Wounds?
Go for it. So roll the d8 for me.
Do I have to keep saving you every time you get knocked down?
You
If
saying
I
that to
fight?
Arwen?
No, I'm in a friendly
But what
way.
is it? Do I have?
That
Plus-
would
Help
have that
you
plus
to your
4.
feet.
I mean, someone will. I can't do
I
it
can't tell
myself.
what it is.
I believe that is
4
4.
plus
4 plus
4,
4,
so
so you get
8.
8 points of health back. As you come to consciousness with Kai kind of leaning over you.
Thank you.
Can I
all
see
So I'll
that
be,
one?
I guess,
You
leaning
heal
down
or you-
or kneeling down next to you.
Like I said, I would
and
help you to your
such.
feet.
Where's the magic caster? Where is he?
Thank you.
Where is he? Where'd he go?
Kind of looking off in the distance, you kind of see his body like still
No.
smolder.
I'm
Still
gonna,
smol-
I'm
still
gonna,
smoldering off
I'm
in the
gonna
distance.
hobble over
I
and see if
didn't
I
know
can
how to
find
portray
anything
That
that
works.
maybe identifies me of like what god or deity or something that he gets his magic from. If he has like, because he said at least I can get one of them, so that means he knows who I am. So I want to see if he has maybe any orders on him.
Alright, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I'm gonna ask Kai to help me.
Kai,
With
you're going
what?
to help.
I
Fen
want
with-
advantage, but I'm going to ask if Kai wants to help me search this guy.
Yeah, sure.
Investigation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 16 plus. Okay, so 17.
17.
Mhm.
Alright, so you find 7 gold pieces.
Because we almost searched the captain. Just really right over the body.
I was about to say, can I search the captain?
Well, wait for 1 second. Press
Well,
finish
yeah.
this first. 16 copper.
Mhm.
And you also, the only other thing you find on him is he's wearing an amulet.
Mhm.
Are you proficient in either? Are you proficient in
Investigation?
religion?
Yes.
You are.
Mhm.
Roll a religion check for me.
Fuck. It's gonna be 7.
It was a fairly low DC, so you're fine. You would notice it has the symbol of one of the 16 kind of known and recognized gods of this multiverse, Asmodeus, on it.
Oh, that's an extra evil man.
Asmodeus, if you prefer, but
I say Asmodeus.
as would say tomato tomato.
Well, that's unsettling.
Alright, so who would like to make the next check? Who else wanted to check things?
Yeah. We're gonna
2 of you?
check the fallen captain.
Mhm.
See
When
if-
they're done, I want to get the
I'm
second
a-
guy that was over there.
Got you. Alright, so either both of you make an investigation check or one of you make it with advantage.
Sure, we'll roll.
Alright, both roll. Oh, also, you can.
Or do you want to make it with advantage?
Sure.
You can make
I
it
mean,
with
I was if we find a goal, I was planning
would-
to split anyway.
If you would like to, you can pull that a little bit closer for Arwen. Yeah, kind of pull it a little bit closer if you'd like to. See if you can roll through it. So we no longer need the map.
All right. 13.
13. All right. You're able to obviously find the scimitar and the dagger that he was using. So they do not seem magical in any way. You're also able to see that he has exactly 15 gold pieces on him, no more.
Mhm.
And you also find this kind of crumpled up.
Roast
Oh, he
beef,
found the
chicken,
paper.
pizza.
Can I also
Do I get to see it
the
too?
2 that I took?
What?
Do I get to see it too?
Yeah, since you're both looking for it.
It's a really bad pull.
You can also show Arwen after you're done reading, since Arwen also found it. All right, roll me investigation check for, and you can roll me investigation check for the other bandit.
Thanks.
Do you want advantage? Can I help him? Or no, since he already rolled?
I would say no, since you already rolled
Okay.
Oh,
13.
13. You're able to find the weapons that they were using. It's a plain scimitar and also
Seems we had to watch each other's back.
a plain longbow. Aside from that, you are able to find 6 gold pieces and 12 silver.
11.
11. You're able to see the weapon he was using. It was just a plain scimitar. You were able to find 8 silver pieces and 4 copper.
No
Arwen,
gold.
Arwen, my dear companion. Would you want the scimitar or a dagger?
I'll swipe that dagger from you.
You
Alrighty.
now have 4 daggers.
Yeah, I do.
While slowly building a collection.
Since I think it'd be fair, since I did get the kill, I'll take 8 gold. You take 7.
Absolutely. Thank you
Alright.
for sharing.
I'm
And-
gonna hobble back
And
to
as
the
I
group.
see you read that note, it seems we are going to be watching each other's back for some time.
Can you tell me what I found again?
Unfortunately,
Sorry.
that seems to be the
Can you
case.
tell me what I found again?
Unfortunately for
8
us,
silver,
you
7
know.
copper.
I'll come over and throw the bow and the scimitar in the cart and see whoever wants it.
I'm fine. I also want to get out of here as soon as possible. And Fenian, other than the fact he was downed, obviously, he seems like extra shaky and extra nervous.
Did anyone notice anything weird?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you two show anyone else the note?
Oh, I'm showing T, obviously.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and then
I was
Cat
writing
is
everything
also
down.
kind of
But
standing right there with you.
what's that? What did you find?
A note from the captain that I killed.
I
job,
almost got
first of all.
stolen.
No, you didn't. You were fine.
Someone almost stole me.
I
What
saved
does
you.
the note say?
I was saved by this guy.
Sylvanus.
I
Is this
remember.
uncommon?
But this guy
It
is
is
what
uncommon,
Arwen
yeah.
says.
Can
I know, I would
Fenian's gonna ask if he can read it after you're done. I don't know if this was like a secret note or not, so I figured I'd ask.
It was just the two of them happened to find it on
Okay.
the body of the captain. Who of you two showed so far? Is it T first?
Oh, yeah.
So you show T first. Who are you showing next? You're showing Fen is asking for it. Kat
Gab.
also seems kind of interested.
I'd like to
Gab,
know too.
Gab is the sibling of Colette, so.
You're showing Gab.
Yeah.
How about we just read it out loud?
Because there's symbols on it.
I don't trust everyone in this caravan, so I do not wish to shout it out loud.
Cool.
Understood.
As Gab looks at it, she just like kind of like mumbles to you guys. That looks kind of familiar.
Like
Is that
that.
the
About
symbol?
about the symbol she means.
Is that the symbol of the asshole I met?
Asshole.
Because he had.
Perfect,
he
they didn't
referenced
even
to,
want
like, a
me.
necklace or something.
Oh, thank goodness.
Make a history check.
Also, can you, also, I just want to draw up some.
Should we read this note for the?
What?
Should we read this note out loud?
Also-
Sil
14.
said not to.
Okay.
Just because you didn't trust
14?
everyone, that was part of the
No, I
caravan.
meant for the
fairly-
live stream itself, so everyone else can hear it.
Can't quite recall.
I
It
could.
looks familiar, but it doesn't have any huge impact to you immediately.
Fenian
this on
looks
the
like way
captain?
less nervous
This-
after reading the note.
This was on the captain.
I'm gonna write it in my notes.
All right. And then, kind of as you are reading it, Kat looks over and reads it over, and it just sort of seems a little bit shaken reading it, and then gets to the bottom and just like pale, immediately pale, and it's just, oh shit, oh no, 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 no.
I'll look at her, kind of try to calm her down. What?
This is bad,
Why?
because these weren't just bandits.
Should we read
Bounty
it out loud
hunters?
for the audience?
What?
Should we read the
Yeah.
note out loud
That's
for the
right.
audience?
Yeah,
I'll
Oh, sorry.
If you would like to read it out loud for the audience first,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nobody heard me.
Bring the elf and the rat, not the drow. Pays double if the elemental is dead, kill the rest. Signed, X, with a symbol of a X with a circle around it, and then a diamond around that.
Going
so, like,
back,
X, a circle, and then a diamond.
going
I
back to
pretty much
the
draw the shirt again.
going back to the RP. Upon seeing it, Kat is concerned, and as she says, these weren't just bandits.
Bounty hunters?
I don't think that's focusing.
Still,
Yay!
still not
Quick hand
exactly.
behind the beauty
They
Yeah, you're fine.
they're with the guild.
Excuse me?
What?
I fucking knew it. Fucking assholes, the whole lot of them.
Wait, what kind of guild?
The kind that wants to kill people.
Not the guild. Not a guild. The guild. The criminal organization that runs the entire underground of all of the city of Baldur's Gate.
Oh, what did you do to piss them
Right.
off?
I could have done a lot of things to piss them off.
Was it the dice game? Did you cheat?
Maybe.
This is. Oh, I mean, there's none of them alive. So
No, wait. I know what this is from.
Can someone start talking and explain why they will want this, or for whatever reason?
I'll
because
tuck
it's
it into my
about
bag.
a guild. Oh, I know why. Well, then say why.
I had a run-in with this guy in an alley, and I think he said something about the guild remembering it.
I had the same thing. I told a guard he was trying to rape me. The guard spit at me and tried to help him do it, and then Gab helped
Oh
me.
jeez! Oh my goodness!
You
That's
had a rough
terrible.
run, my guy.
Ganassi life.
I'm not quite sure if he was. This is Cat talking. I'm not sure if he was necessarily ignoring you for what you were screaming out for. When I said runs the whole underground of Baldur's Gate, I was not exaggerating. They've paid off a lot of the guards. They've paid off some of the merchants in the merchant district. They've paid off some of the nobles in the noble district. There's even rumors that there may be one of the four councilmen that run the city of Baldur's Gate in its entirety. Since Baldur's Gate doesn't have a king or anything like that. At least, well, we have one, but not one that has any sort of power. There's even rumors of one or two of them being in the guild's pocket. So this guild has a lot. You could have said anything for help, and I am fairly certain that probably would have ignored you.
Yeah, but the guard was like, "Ooh, that."
Yeah, it probably didn't help, but
They're kind of rude about being
if
Yeah.
it
I
could
get
have
that.
been,
purple.
it could have been still in your, it could have been still in your place calling for help, and it probably would have gone. Similarly, despite him looking like a noble sort of half elf.
Yeah.
But these are. Oh boy. Well, we didn't leave any survivors, so hopefully it doesn't pose too much an issue when we get back to the city. But if it does, that is not a good enemy to make.
Why didn't they want you?
Could be multiple reasons. It could be maybe my family wanting me back quicker. It could be one that wants the arranged marriage, so they're capturing me to force it. It could be my betrothed's family wants to bring me quicker to them. It could be a multitude of reasons.
Your betrothed? Question coming from Kat.
Yes,
Sorry,
that
honey.
is the word.
Interesting.
You're married?
No, married and betrothed are two different words, Kai.
They're trying to get him to marry into the other family for some sort of
As
gain, as I've heard of.
Is
Happening
that why
before.
you ran?
I left for different reasons. I just don't know why they would want me exactly. I don't even know the other family. I don't even know if they know my family too well. And it's would have been very recent. I've been in Baldur's Gate, so I highly doubt they would have helped her so quickly.
As the conversation kind of finishes up, Darius is running up to all of you, having seen all this go down. Holy shit, are you guys okay?
That was fun.
Some of us more than others.
Yeah, I saw that. That was, oh, guess I'll need to be extra careful screening even the most basic of help now.
I'm the one that killed the captain. How did you do it?
2.
We did most of it.
Wow. All right. So once again, gold, very well spent. Not to make light of the situation, but if we could start to get a move on again, the more distance we can put between us and this is probably for the best. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of looks over towards two of the. You can handle 2 horses at once. Someone drive the second cart.
I'll do it.
Kind of like looks over at the
Please.
looks over at the first the guy who's not the guy who got killed who didn't betray and was just like, oh, that'll be a fun conversation with that lad's family. All right, let's
I don't have to sit next to him
get
like
moving.
that, do I?
What?
Do I have to sit next to him like that?
No, his body's on the ground. Also, he's all of you. He's kind of like suggesting all of you to get back onto the first cart. He's having.
Mhm.
There are 2 not merchants, but 2
Workers?
helping workers
Mhm.
on each cart guarding the horses, and instead of there being 2 on the third cart now, there's now 1 on the third cart and 1 on the second cart, and 2 still driving the first cart, but he kind of is signaling for all of you to get back on the first cart.
I'll show you that the rest of the lot are with the guild too.
I'm sorry, with the what?
The rest of the lot.
And as you do that, Cat is just...
Oh, well, we're not telling people. Those
They're-
people.
With who? You said
The
guild
bandits.
kind of is looking around at everyone else.
Oh, gilded leaf. Oh, yes, there's certain coins with gilded leaves on them, I suppose. I
They
would love
were-
to be
they
paid
were a
with that.
guild of bandits, you know? How many of them?
Make A deception check
I'm trying
with
to help you out.
disadvantage.
Damn. That was a 15 and an 18, so
Wow.
15 plus.
Alright.
17.
Oh, well, I continue to roll high for the allies, but this time it's not good. And he's just looking at the rest of you. Did she say what I think she said?
Can we just get going?
Cat is just like nods, and he just. We'll talk about this when we get back. Sort of grumbling to himself, just you kind of hear like under his breath as he walks away. Why always me? Why always me? You start moving again, able to get a decent distance put between you as you are now pretty exhausted going into this next leg of your journey. As the city sort of just coming up in the distance as you in the last rays of light before he kind of calls up to you again. All right, we'll be setting up for the night out here and making our way in the morning. We should be close enough to the city where nothing should bother us. Hopefully, I think we've had enough adventure for one journey.
You can say that again.
During the travel, I'll go to Syl, say good luck, give you one.
Is this
gold.
going to be a common occurrence
Oh my
between
God.
us?
I'm going to thank Kai for saving me. Thank you for saving me, Kai.
I don't
Greatly
like having
appreciated.
unpaid debts.
I don't have those sorts of abilities, so it is much appreciated. You are a valued asset.
But I'm starting to understand the
Thank
theme
you.
that we're having here.
As the one who kind of healed you up, Gab will kind of like make her way over to you as you're sitting in the car and just, are you okay? You took a pretty hard beating there.
You know, he looks pretty tired. I'll live. Thank you for your help.
Of course it is. What friends are for.
I've been singed 4
Cool.
times in the past 3 days.
Plus, kind of like payback in a way. You were like so cool when we were in the cave there. You were like jumping all over the place and you like stabbed the one thing in the mouth and then you like flipped over it. It was
The slide under the spider to like rip its guts out was pretty cool
That was
too.
dope, wasn't it?
It was.
Alright. Definitely he'll point and he'll be like, that was dope, wasn't it? But when Gab is talking, he's kind of like shying away
shying away.
a little bit. Like, you know, like, oh, shush, stop.
I thought you meant like, okay, so if it's that, she's gonna kind of like not read the social cue and just like keep like as you like take like a shift back, she'll shift forward a bit and like continue the conversation. Cause that's just how she is. I also noticed you totally used magic to grab the one thing, didn't you?
Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, a little. And I'm able to do a little bit.
Have you, with as dexterous as you are, have you ever thought about maybe going to the academy?
I was approached about it recently by Amaranthine.
Oh, I know her. She's so nice.
She seems like it.
Yeah, she more specializes in the kind of very elementally. She's an elementalist. So
I think I
she's-
gathered that.
Yeah, she's very good at
Does she?
sort of magical control and things like that. But there's actually someone else I know who might be able to help you with a different school of the Mage Academy.
I was thinking that maybe Elementalist would be a weird fit for me.
It might be, but with the way you fight, you remind me a lot of. Have you ever met this girl? She looks like she is probably yeah, I think they're both half elves. She's part of a set of twins. Kind of has like really bright red hair. Her name is Night.
Oh, joy.
Oh, do you know her? Did you get to meet her?
Yes, both.
Oh, you met both twins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're really nice. They're some of Colette and I's closest friends.
I'd like to barge down her door as well.
Yeah, they have an interesting sort of friendship, but they're good people. They're family. They're I can probably trust you all. They're actually who helped us. Smuggle is such a harsh word. Gather my focus and have it suddenly appear outside of the boundaries of the Mage Academy, where it's illegal to take them.
It's a dumb rule.
It is, but it doesn't make it any less of a law.
So what would happen if information got out about it?
There would probably be an investigation. It would be confiscated. I most likely would be arrested if I was caught. My sister would most likely lose her job at the castle, so I would appreciate it if no one would say anything about it. It was against the law, but I don't think I'm doing anything wrong with it.
So I'm not judging, but I would say word of advice is to not tell people about an illegal thing that you've known for 3 days.
Well, I mean, we're friends, right?
What are you looking at me for, Sylvanus?
I was agreeing with
Oh.
you.
Listen, your secret is quite safe with me. That's what I can affirm.
What does it say? Cat kind of nods her and just goes, honestly, yeah, I got you back. Fuck them.
For sure.
Yes, Baulder dash to them all.
Baulder dash to them all.
I can't say the other word.
Since
We're
I
in
just
the
remembered about it,
I'm
I'm
in
going to check
presence.
on my mouse.
Oh my god.
It's like,
After like 3 days.
She's alright.
She's alright.
Probably should feed her.
Yeah,
What did
well,
I
I
miss?
do.
So check it on our mouse, and I just pointed to you.
Well,
It's mouse.
yeah.
A mouse.
Yeah. And she'll say, plus, like, somebody here already knew about it and promised to keep it okay, so I wasn't exactly revealing information to everybody. And I don't think anyone else would probably speak up, because I am certainly not the only one with this problem, am I?
I mean, the only one out of us that would get believed by them would probably be this one.
Listen, I didn't technically know until a few days ago, but yeah, we're good.
well, I'm going to take first watch. It's been an eventful day, and I'm a little paranoid. So,
Anybody else offering to take first watch?
Oh, why not?
splendid. Splendian room.
Yeah.
Alright, second watch.
He's always gonna take third watch.
Cat offers
T
to take
is
second watch.
very quietly hoping to get washed with Almond.
I was actually gonna take third watch for that reason.
Alright.
Damn it!
I was about to say, Cat.
I mean, there could be 3
Cat-
people on a
I was about
watch.
to
Yeah,
say,
for sure.
Cat offers to take second watch with somebody else and just kind of looks over to you and just
Round 2.
grunts you.
He's gonna let out a big sigh. God damn
And
it.
then the two of you on third watch. Alright, so watch 1 is Syl and Fen.
What is your modifier?
Oh yeah,
For what?
for perception.
Oh!
You're keeping watch, aren't you?
Yeah, I forgot that part.
Would you like to
my
forgo that?
modifier is +4. I'm
I'll
proficient.
give you advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Roll with advantage.
That's why. Let's see if I get another one. No. So 24 altogether.
Yeah, nothing eventful happens. Although I can say that nothing eventful happens and you're fairly confident that you're not missing anything. So, any
What a-
conversation that would like to happen between
what
two
a
of you that volunteer
day.
together?
I'm gonna try to read, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, it's dark out. And I'm like, oh, wait. I can pull my book back out because I forget I can see at night.
It's like a kid trying to read in the car at
You
night.
volunteered to be with us.
I figured nothing was likely to happen on the first watch.
Oh, I love this part too.
So, Finn,
Yes,
what magic do you practice?
the arcane arts.
Of what kind? Because I did not see a focus that you had on you.
Oh.
And you did not seem to have it coming from your blood at all.
Oh, my focus is my sword.
I have never heard of a sword being a focus before, only in certain cases.
Well, I don't really want to say too much, it's just very personal, but it's been in my family for a while, so it's very important to me. So I figured,
From your human parents?
yes, sort of. It's kind of hard to explain. I don't really want to explain it if I'm being perfectly honest. Not to be rude or anything.
Yes.
I'm not trying to be rude by not telling you all about my life. he seems very like afraid of being rude, but also he just doesn't seem like he wants to like delve into all the details about it specifically.
Oh, and you said you were from the east?
No, south.
South. From
I think. Listen, as I said, humans don't really know how elves age, so when I was 16, they just thought I was a regular 16-year-old and didn't have the mentality of like a 5-year-old. So, you get kind of twisted and turned around, but I'm pretty sure it was from the south.
south from Waterdeep.
Yes. I traveled south, and then I came from the south. I just got all mixed around.
So you travel
was-
south by coming from the south, which is oxymoron.
Is it?
Yes.
Sir, are you slighting me? I'm just kidding, I know what the word means. Listen, it's very confusing. It's a long story. Library.
So
Make
what?
a I will say at this point, make a deception check.
I mean, I
Question.
feel like he would just know whether he believes me or not.
Sylvis does not believe a single
Yeah,
word.
alright,
I wouldn't want to
kinda-
roll against that. I feel like he would just know whether he knows or
Yeah,
not. You know.
so you kind of get the idea that maybe there's something about
Something fishy.
something fishy about the past here.
So which district then? As you know, I am from Waterdeep.
I don't know. I was like mentally 5 years old. I was just kind of sent off wherever the poor people are.
Wherever the poor people are.
Yeah. Listen, if they took a drow kid, they obviously weren't very rich. They just kind of took whatever they could grab.
You never asked
Help,
your
free
human
child.
parents?
I mean, I was just glad to have a roof over my head.
So, if I may be frank, Fenuin,
Oh, I will
Penny
say
is not
for,
laughing, audience.
I will say to you would know exactly actually the exact number of drow that are currently living in Waterdeep.
Mhm.
It is 0.
if I may be frank, my dear friends, come up with a better cover story because as someone who has dealt with noble games of intrigue, you are currently
not so
on
noble.
the mental age of a 5-year-old story right now. Also, read a map.
Listen, maps are quite boring. I just figured if I stayed south, people would leave me alone about it.
Unfortunately, as you can see today, that
So you like to ask questions, I can tell.
oh,
You know,
yes.
there's something to be admirable about a curious mind, but sometimes curious minds don't need to ask all the questions in the world.
Yes, but
About
as you
Finian's
can see
backstory.
about the notes, though, me and Arwen were wanted, everyone else was dead, but they said not the drow.
So they don't give a shit about. Sorry, they don't give a darn about me. That's perfect. I was quite relieved to find that they don't care about me.
Then one watch while other people sleep. Fendian shouting.
They don't give a shit. I'm sorry. Darn about me.
I'm just saying, if you want to come up with that, you need a better cover story because people are going to question, and if there's some there, such as guards or from the guild, they're just going to take full advantage of you.
That's why I tend to keep to my books. I guess I should have read a book about geography at some point, though.
But you have talked more than half the people here.
I get nervous. I don't really get out much, in case you couldn't tell. People come in, they say, I need a book on this, that, or the other thing. I give it to them. I ask if they want to have some tea. They say, ew, and then they leave.
How about this? How about sometime me and you will have tea at your library and we'll come up with a better cover story for the safety of all of us.
I like that.
Incredible.
Don't tell anybody, though. As far as everybody knows.
Of course.
Which, I mean, if I'm being frank, technically the south part is true. I just forgot where Waterdeep is.
You can check a map. That is probably in your library.
I'm sure, but I don't look at them. You know, I'm sure you have a library at your mansion. You don't read books about sweat. I don't know, sweat.
Sweat.
Just all about how people sweat. There's a book about that. I bet you don't read that, and then somebody's like, "Why are you sweating?" And you're like, "Nervous." But what if it's hot? And he's clearly just making up the dumbest, most bullshit fucking argument because he's very flustered. Anyways, watch is over. Good night. I take out my cloak. I like burrito up in it. I'm like,
Wow. Cool.
Bringing us to the second watch of the night.
Hi.
It's just Kat and Kai.
Round two. Round two.
As you both are sort of sitting there and just looking at each
they're
other.
ready to fight.
No.
Do you wanna? She'll give you advantage.
Oh.
I don't think
I don't know what to
that's
say.
particularly good.
Rolling for initiative for the fight. Oh.
You have advantage.
Oh, right.
Oh God.
16.
16. Wait.
Nice.
Right,
Hopefully.
yeah, as night is just passing, the two of you sitting there.
So, you seem to take quite the interest in nobles, and as if that wasn't shady enough, what you said earlier, you said you would tell me later.
Yeah, guess I would. Well, you said you have just arrived in Baldur's Gate, right?
Yes.
Well, there's obviously the outer district, Dusttown, as we lovingly call it.
Lovely place.
Yeah, you have the Merchants District. Then after that, you have kind of like the barracks and the sort of Imperial Guard District, followed by the Noble District, which is in sort of the higher area of town. And I'm familiar with a lot of the people up there and sort of the games that the nobility in Baldur's Gate play, as well as the academy, the palace, the councilmen. I, in fact, know all of them personally.
Personally?
The Noble District is sort of where I grew up.
Go on.
My family still lives up there. They pride themselves on all of the fun nobility standards, playing games, making a good name for our house.
The name that I would know?
I don't know that you've been in Baldur's Gate long enough to...
I'm sure I've heard of them from the mouths of those in Waterdeep.
Possibly. But I'd like to probably not share that, because if I did, then you would probably be acutely aware of who I am as well. As you can tell, I'm not currently living in the Noble District, am I?
Doesn't seem so.
No, my family are associated with all the wonderful things. My father in particular is a very powerful man who is very powerful for the reason of, I suppose our great grandfather long ago did something that was probably slightly above average, and so now we have power over everyone else because that's the way it is. And that is system of nobility.
So, out of character, what I'm gathering is that she comes from, probably the most powerful family in Baldur's Gate.
If not, maybe not the most powerful family, but certainly a prominent one. Certainly one whose influence extends beyond just the city.
Would I pick up anything from it, getting any kind of idea of who it might be?
I would say no, just because she's not, it's not even that she's not lying about it, she is just flat out telling you, I don't want to say the name specifically, but she...
Right.
But, yeah, and it is very important to our family to maintain such nobility, as it is important not to let anyone else take that power so that we can stay in charge. And that is kind of what we do. It seems that is what many noble families are interested in. It is not necessarily the betterment of the commoners and the people you serve, it is just making sure the poor stay poor, and those who we can stay in charge, such as it is.
Right, well, so then why are you here?
You remember the incident that was slightly awkward at the inn, yes?
I remember quite a few incidents, but I think I understand what you mean.
That is not exactly... It's not necessarily frowned upon by everyone, and certainly I would almost say that where I am now, in Dusttown, there are more people who support me as a person than don't, who know. But as far as nobility goes, it's not exactly frowned upon, or not exactly smiled upon, and is frowned upon. Certainly not by my father, and certainly makes me, more or less useless as an heir, does it not? Not exactly a trophy wife or anything like that. So I can't imagine there would be any noble male that would want me, and even if they were, it's impossible for me to bear an heir the way that I am. So they do not exactly agree with who I am as a person, and so I left rather than waiting to get disposed of.
Well, that was very brave of you. There are not many who would do that in your shoes.
It is what it is, and so now I have my own life, and I'm free to pursue my own. Just kind of like taps the gun on her back, my own passions, and find my own way in life, such as it is. And who knows? Maybe one day I'll be able to change the system of nobility, and maybe my family will be a little bit better, or maybe I'll just take the whole system of Baldur's Gate and burn it all to the ground. Who knows?
I do like that plan.
But only time will tell, as it were. I'm certain whatever path I choose to walk, it will certainly not be the easiest, but hopefully it can be meaningful in some way.
Well, to spice things up, not in that way, but to add some flair, could I say for this sake that I have a little bit of wine with me?
Sure, let's say you have a wineskin. Why not?
I'll take out 2 cups and I'll pour wine in each one and hand her one. And
That's not a whole lot of tea.
it's okay. Shh, it's make believe.
You don't say.
D&D, make believe.
Well, if you do find yourself needing some accompaniment in taking down the establishment, as it were, I would be happy to help you.
Thank you.
I hope you find your happiness.
I'm working on it. It's well, I've made a couple choices in recent days that I think will bring me to that. This is certainly, well, dangerous. Probably some of the most fun I've had in recent times. So, kind of glad I watched you very, very unsuccessfully try and steal a grapefruit from a cart.
Listen, it was a pomegranate, and
It's gonna be a running gag.
I still cannot believe you saw that. Not one of my finer moments. But I will spend every day wishing that you forget about it. But yeah, I will say the past couple days have been quite eventful and different than what I'm used to, but not terrible.
What are you used to?
That is a story for another time.
Fair enough. Well,
And with more wine.
I will expect to hear it eventually, though, as I did talk to you. Keep in mind, though, tearing down the nobility, especially my family in particular, will have to wait some time. We have just made ourselves potentially a target of a very powerful enemy, and better not to make 2 at once. As I said, my father does possess quite a bit of power, but in time.
Well, I've got nothing better to do.
With that, your watch comes to an end. And that will bring us to 3rd watch of the night. This is Arwen and T. Who wants to roll?
What are we rolling for again?
Perception.
Investigate. Oh, perception.
You're both rolling. Go for it.
Hey.
That was really good.
20. Unnatural.
12.
Another quiet portion of the night.
Okay.
Is there any conversation that you would like to have? As T seems pretty intent on.
Have you seen this man?
I'm gonna.
Hey, so why do you sleep under the caravans?
Harder for someone to sneak up on you.
Yeah, but it's also harder to get out from under if it's like on fire, or if somebody comes up and like tries to like kill somebody else. You gotta get out from under it.
I've made my bed.
Yeah, you've literally made
Oh,
your
that's
bed.
such a Get out! Oh my god.
I'm going to look around. Everyone's asleep, right?
What did you roll for perception?
12.
Seems like.
I rolled a 20.
You ain't looking to check if everyone's around asleep.
That's true.
In Thieves' Camp, I'm going to say, if you're looking for a better place to live, I have a place for you.
Okay, I'll respond in Thieves' Cant, of course. Why?
I lived a very similar life to you some years ago, living on the streets, stealing, doing what you had to get by. And thanks to someone, I was able to find a better place. A place that accepts all races, all walks of life, no questions asked. Well, they have a few questions. But not
I was
like
gonna
that
say,
kind of
no
stuff.
questions asked. This sounds like
Basically, you
some
just have to
kind
be a
of
good person,
clowns.
which you've somewhat seemed like a good person at least. Or at least you try to be. And that's all they ask.
Doing my best. I just found a setup, kind of. There's this monkey ferox that found me the other day, and she's like, "Hey, let's room together." And she's got some information on some people that I'm interested in. So for now, I'm gonna have to decline, but I'll keep that in mind for the future.
If I'm not here, she'll gesture. She has a circle with 3 triangles, and the middle triangle has a cloud. The Cloud Peak Mountains will be your friend.
And the middle triangle has
A cloud.
cloud. Okay. So it's like a little mountain range. Cloud. Cute. Okay. And I'll be like, alright, and that does...
That's where they are.
That's where they are? Okay, cool.
And just, if they give you a hard time, just tell them T's at you. That's all I got.
Okay. Can I take like a little scrap of paper out of my pocket and scribble down that?
Easily enough.
Then I'm gonna do that. So that's exactly what I'm doing.
Alright, so as morning light comes, you pack up the carts, and start the short journey in an hour's time or so, able to make your way back into the city. Kind of
Home sweet home.
pulling off, kind of get through the gates, sort of approaching the side of the suites. Darius sort of orders all of the helpers to start loading the carts into sort of the back rooms of the suites. With that, he will come up to all of you and just sort of give like a gracious short bow. So, thank you, all of you, for your help. That was significantly more work than I thought you were going to be in for, but you did it admirably. And hey, none of you died, so that's good. Before we go inside and settle up all of our debts and whatnot, and I can show you over to Sandra for your reward. Just a quick question of curiosity, if I can gather everybody in.
We'll move in.
Well, actually, 2 questions of curiosity. The first one being, those people yesterday. You said the guild, did you not? Did you see,
I think she said a
did you see,
guild.
did you
They
see
were a guild of bandits.
symbol, diamond, circle on the diamond, X over it, on any of them.
Like a gemstone diamond? Or
Just the
Like
shape.
a rhombus, but stretch.
Just the shape. Did you see it?
I mean,
Yes
I
or
never
no?
went to school, so
Looking over at the rest of you.
I'm gonna be like,
What does it mean if we did see it?
That would mean that I'm in a little bit of trouble, and I need to watch my back. It also means that all of you have managed to piss off some really powerful people.
oh,
And
I'd be disappointed if I
chance,
saw that symbol.
what would they do?
Kill us?
Didn't you read the note?
kill,
Are you-
maim, rob.
Are you familiar with the phrase "fate's worse than death"?
Maybe.
They run this city.
I just got
Bus-
here.
Business that goes on in Dusttown, they have an ear to it. Business that goes on in the Merchants District, they have an ear to it. The docks, them. The Noble District, them. The Academy, they have someone there too. There is not something that goes on in the city without them knowing. Rumors have it there is even a very strong creature that runs the guild deep beneath the city.
Creature.
No one has ever seen it,
And this is the tale.
as it were,
Oh, well, if
Did you see the
nobody's
docs?
seen it, then
everywhere.
maybe it's not real.
Possibly, though, I would not bet against it. They have been in control for well over 20 years now. And any other thieves guild that has attempted to rise up in the city, mercenaries, thieves, bounty hunters, anything else, has either assimilated or conveniently no longer existed.
Right. Well, it's a good thing I'm not any of those. I can't speak for the rest of you, but if so, good luck.
Benjamin looks
Wow.
very nervous.
So, that will be... I'll be sure to watch my back. All of you should do the same. I do not know if you are all friends or a group that travels together often, or that simply... a cat.
Or
As
simply
a cat walks
a
into
cat.
the door.
Or that simply volunteers for odd jobs that could potentially get you killed at random. But brings me to my second question, and I will ask this quietly. Who the fuck are all of you? Just to suit my
Do you
own...
not remember our names?
Just to suit my own curiosity.
I'm
No,
Fendian.
I remember all of your names,
Oh, great.
and I can have an idea based on the abilities I've seen you display of who you are as individuals. But as a group, do you notice, aside from the 7 of you, how many others in that bar volunteered to help?
No.
None.
Oh.
None. You were it. You're all that sit here.
I figured they knew
And-
who you were, and that's why.
Some of them do. Some of them don't. There's some of them that do know me, know that I was being completely serious when I said I would pay 50 coins per head, and so far I've lived up to that, have I not?
Oh
And
yeah.
I
Oh,
plan-
we got the other two.
Actually-
And I plan to live up to the rest of that once we get inside, because this is, once again, the people having us piss off the people that we've pissed off, me opening up a sack to hand out 175 total gold
Understood.
pieces
Understood.
in the street is probably not something that we want. That draws attention, and attention down here is bad. But I will say, most common people, when assaulted by an ambush, die. Most common people, when assaulted by fiendish, awful-looking, grotesque monsters that spit webs and acid and have their blood boil and bubble and can fall into ashes upon being slain. Most people, when confronted with that, die. So, just my own curiosity, I ask. We're not average people. Who the fuck are all of you?
We're just an unlucky few.
Get out!
Oh god! Roll credits.
Roll credits. Yeah, the end of the campaign right there.
Just a man who needs money to support his reading habits, and who also does a little magic on the side.
Does reading mean something else?
I'm just
Kind
a
of-
traveler that
No.
wants to get home someday.
Looking at all of you. Anyone else offering anything else?
I'm just some kid. Like,
You're a very odd bunch. Should I have any need of help again, would you be interested in further services for further coin?
And
For
further
gold?
favors.
Yes.
Further information.
There will still be
Oh.
favors. That will be more things we discuss upon entrance of the establishment. Once again, not something that I would like to wag about out here. But upon further payment, we'll call it of varying kinds, would you be interested in further work? Should I have some?
Yes.
I suppose.
And if I need to come looking for you, will you all be together? Do you have a collective group name? I don't know if you're a company of mercenaries or whether you're just...
We've never met before until like the bar.
Well, if
pretty
we
much.
were a company of mercenaries, then we would be targets, so let's not call it that.
That is definitely fair, but is there something that I can collectively call all of you?
This is it.
Unlucky.
Why don't we wait for that for another time?
Fair enough.
Gold needs to be given out. Information needs to be given out.
Get back to me on that then, but still you...
Food needs to be eaten.
Very
Mhm.
odd, but I suppose I made the right choice in hiring all of you, and
We will be all here, more than likely.
hopefully you do not all get murdered by the guild, but I don't know.
It's not like you would know about it.
there is something special about you. Maybe you can change a few things down here for the better. And he will take you inside. You all kind of sit down around a table.
Mhm.
Sandra sees you all enter, just sort of like a smile across her face. She kind of like looks over all of you, specifically making eye contact with you. Just sort of kind of gives you a nod. Starts filling up cups of ale, glasses of wine. And as we move to discuss payment and all of the wonderful favors from the Academy and the Palace, as well as other merchant connections, that is where we'll end tonight's episode. We'll come into that next week.
Well, too bad.
So, made it through episode number 2. Had a couple people go down in this combat, but hey, nobody died, so that's all that counts, right? No TPKs yet.
Yet.
I'm sure.
And I redeemed
I'm
myself
sure glad I didn't get murdered.
with my guiding bolt, and all is well.
Certainly
Didn't
did.
kill it though.
You,
I learned about a location that takes people like me, but I don't know what they do with the people.
We almost. Oh yeah, it only had 1 HP left.
Yeah, I was to say you literally reduced him to 1 hit point. Oh well. No, but that went pretty well. We got into both some character backstories as well as some NPC backstories. The two of you collectively kind of tag teaming Cat, so to speak. You would get shit out of her.
Oops. They bonded though.
They
And
did
it
bond.
wasn't a
Yeah.
silly time this time. It was serious. They're serious adults, damn it.
Yeah, I was to say, Cat has one more thing that she wants to talk to you about that'll be very funny next time.
Oh wait.
But yeah, we'll get into payment, we'll get into favors, we'll get into all sorts of wonderful things. Also, before we leave and before everyone packs up their dice,
I can't get out.
before everyone leaves and packs up their dice, everyone take out a hit die. This will be the last thing we do on camera. Because we just leveled up and hit level 3.
Hey!
So one thing we'll do on camera is we'll roll 4 hit points because that'll be exciting. I will go around the table and we can do this one at a time.
No
I know
problem.
what to do.
You're a rogue, D8. You're a warlock, D8. You're a monk, D8. You're a bard, D8. You are a mage, D6.
Aw.
Spam. Alright, so we will start with Arwen. Roll your D8.
That's a 4.
4 plus your con modifier, so that is +1, so you gain 5 max hit points, raising your hit point maximum to 23. Ben, you are next.
Hoping if I roll it around a bunch, it'll
Just
make
had
it. So 4, 5, 6.
Alright, +6 maximum hit points brings you to
17 plus 6.
23.
I get so good at math. 6
Like
has
roll.
really hurt my brain.
3 plus 3.
No.
6. Plus I got the thingy, so
Plus a tough feat, so 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 8.
30.
30 total?
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought you meant plus 30 at first, and I was like,
boy.
what kind of die are you looking
Yeah, I gave you all feats. Yours just hasn't come up yet.
Oh, okay.
But I will hand you the sheet of paper with it for
Okay.
next session, but I don't think an opportunity to use it has come up yet. That'll come in handy later down the line.
I
in a
was just
couple
like, did I
marks.
forget to get one?
No, you do have one. You do have one. I can just handed them out.
Okay.
So you have yours, right? I think, yeah.
No, what?
Give me.
Regardless, yeah. We'll get to that later. Go for it.
Oh, 6.
Hey.
Plus
Yay.
Plus 0. Plus 6 total.
What would you add to that?
Your
Con mod.
Constitution modifier. So yours is
I'll
plus
take
3,
6.
thankfully. So roll your d6 and add 3. And 3 is 6.
2 HP.
So now I'm going to be up to 24.
That is correct. All right, we will make sure our character sheets are updated for next time. But I do not believe there's anything else, any parting words or announcements that anyone would like to go over.
Music is on the way.
Yes,
We don't
indeed.
have the equipment currently, which is why we don't have it currently, but hopefully we should have it next time if all goes according to plan.
That would be very nice. Anything else from anybody?
This will be up on YouTube on Wednesday, 7 p.m.
And you know, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, TUFDND.
Yeah, make sure to.
We post memes regularly on Twitter.
We do post
Yeah.
memes regularly on Twitter.
Or sub about our chat.
It's great. It's
Alright.
so fun.
So, with all of that in mind, we thank you all for watching who have
Yes,
watched. Thank you for
thank
sticking
you.
with us this evening. We appreciate all of you. We love all of you. And until next time, we've been the Unlucky Few, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be live streaming November 9th at twitch.tv/TUFDND. For more updates and content from us, check out our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at TUFDND, links in the description. From all of us here out at the Unlucky Few, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. See you later.